Welcome back, everybody, to the Backwater Bastards in space. That's where we are.
That was wonderful.
Wonderful.
Well, no one can hear us scream.
We're back from a few guest episodes where I wasn't holding the reins.
Yeah, who were you playing? Tell everyone if they haven't listened to those episodes.
What are they doing? Listen to this one. I haven't listened to those ones. That was when I was playing the.
If you don't like me at
my
so-called
worst, man with no name.
I just want to hear more about your character.
Well, he's drifted back off into the west to be, maybe to crop up again at some point.
Well, there you have it, listeners. He's not going to give you any hints or little spoilers. You could just.
I'm more interested in what's been going on with the core bastards.
Ooh, shall we get into it then?
Let's get into it. So some time has passed after leaving Garcia Station, after being stranded on Bengamins, and after assisting on a
supermarket,
on a supermarket trip.
BioLife.
So during those moments when Dr. Z and Cleo went off and stretched their legs, Herodotus has got the infant ovum well and truly settled into its new nursery in the Grey Dragon ship that Dietz had arranged.
Can it be an infant if it's not hatched yet?
What's an infant?
I mean, neither. I don't know. Goodness, no. Okay, let's not get
I
definitional.
just realized what I stepped in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Whatever it is, the egg-shaped creature, the egg encased creature,
the egg,
the ingredient,
the egg custard creature,
and of course
the ingredient itself.
Another sort of visit to the tech center of Garcia Station. Dr. Zafrey finally had the high-tech militarized arm that was stolen from Dietz installed onto his own mechanized suit.
Yes,
looks
fits
good,
perfectly.
looks cute.
It took a bit of because of the way it was removed. Cleo removed it quite forcefully, so some custom circuitry needed to be provided and some adaptations to make it fit onto Zafrey's frame. But now it is fully operational. It's of a much higher quality than any of the rest of Dr. Z's body, taking away that difficulty he had using his left arm. In fact, making it now his stronger of the two. And it's also well equipped with weapons. It has an arm blaster built into it, as well as a second energy blade.
I also am going to insert my tokens from Bengamins in there.
Makes sense. You can fire them at will.
Yes.
It looks a little bit more sort of like sleek and armored and shiny than the rest of Dr. Zafrey, but you can get away with one arm. That's asymmetry. And speaking of upgrades, Herodotus finally having recognized that his leg might have been getting a little bit redundant, perhaps technologically speaking. He's also upgraded.
Gammon was holding me down.
That should be relatable to almost any adult listening to the podcast tonight.
Mm-hmm.
As such, has replaced his faulty synthetic leg with a very, very fancy custom one. It's kind of sort of robotic and clawed with a wheel and a jet propulsion system built into it.
Oh,
14 million newtons of thrusting power to kick ass.
So Herodotus, though still being quite a sort of a slow individual when trying to move on these two mismatched limbs, especially because one of them is now significantly stronger than his official one. However,
his official one,
although he still moves at a very slow 3 squares per energy speed on foot, he now moves at a frightening 7 squares per turn if he's being propelled by his jet system.
Oh, damn.
And it's basically a stance thing that he's going to have to choose between. There's going to be advantages and disadvantages of both, of course. If he's rocketing through the areas on a rocket,
later on we can buy nitrous for him.
Rocket Man.
He's going to be more likely to crash into things that suddenly appear in his way and that sort of thing. But he will also move just so much faster, more than twice as fast.
Call it the drive-by nobility.
And also, of course, there's been some additions to his field gun.
Ooh, yes.
Ah, yes.
And upon closer inspection, it seems that the core personality drive of poor old Dilbert, he, as like a final wish, he removed his sense of self, his aim and his know-how and his ability to serve as an expert war droid, and installed it in the remote systems of the cannon.
What?
Dilbert, you're a real gun now.
And he's he can no longer communicate with he's missing the communication circuits that he normally would have. He no longer communicates with language or even understands it, but he can still take military instructions from Herodotus. And when jacked into deets, you can even get a general sort of understanding of his
Not deets, you mean Reese.
into Reese. Sorry, when jacked into Reese, you can even get an idea of his his emotional state.
Wow.
Very well, very
Dilbert back
well.
as a squire, but as a weapon squire.
Yes. No longer the shield bearer. Now the bearer of ill omens for our enemies.
This is like a classic fantasy where they have a living sword or something, but now you have a living gun.
Well, dude, I best not piss him off and get myself into like an Elric situation where he slays the people I care about. Shit.
War droid AI cannon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense. And Cleo as well has occupied some of her spare time as you've been sort of just traveling deep space, enjoying the luxury of your completely refurbished starship.
Not by myself.
Well, no, I mean, I think some of the time Cleo has been in one of the back rooms scavenging about because there was lots of stores of ammunition and blasters, and she's actually converted a lot of these pieces into usable explosives parts.
Because, Cleo's like a herd animal, you know?
And I guess Cleo is probably much happier at home in this starship now that it's actually equipped with a state-of-the-art
food replicator,
consumable synthesizer.
I'm very
fabricator.
Excited about that.
What brand was that again?
What brand was what?
Yeah.
Oh, it was BioLife.
BioLife, that's right.
Yeah.
A BioLife brand food fabricator. So everything you eat has the BioLife
Stamped
logo
into it.
sort of just stamped into it. But it does make very high quality nutrients of most kinds.
Good. Cleo, you're going to have to stop.
I'm done, okay?
Okay.
Is this another deep fake?
Yeah, there's so many more.
There's
but we need
only 3
Cleo.
and then a gif of
there's
Evan
4.
as the Witcher.
Mm-hmm. You're going to need to...
Well, I mean, of course we needed a gif of Evan as the Witcher.
It's a gift. It's a
Evan
gift
as
for
the
your
Witcher.
wife.
Oh my god. So wrong.
It's just that Dick's face, really, the videos really, it works well.
Yeah, it does. It really
and I
does.
drew on your mustache.
Nice.
Oh, you drew that pretty good. That looks pretty real.
So
I mean, it's something about it. I think I just might share some beautiful bone structure with a lot of these pop stars.
I think you must do.
you're like an
Probably.
incredible Selena, though.
I didn't even see that one.
I think we should definitely come back to this, but we should try and
I'm moving us along.
get some episode going. Thank you.
I
Taylor,
am
stop.
done. Okay.
Anyway,
Don't
Okay,
rush my
good.
art.
some relatively restful. I guess what I'm getting to is some relatively restful time and space
So I
has
guess
occurred.
that can't last.
Of course not. And in fact, it is a couple of weeks after the last adventure that a strange noise, and that the bastards have just been sort of traveling about trying to keep off the radar of anyone that might be particularly interested in seeing them. So they're actually sort of quite far out in the outer reaches of Wraith space at the minute.
Far out,
Oh.
man.
Can I come walking into the room with coffee?
Coffee.
Absolutely,
Excellent. Yeah.
with that BioLife brand coffee.
BioLife brand coffee.
It actually has some sort of crema art on top of it.
Yeah.
It says BioLife.
No.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just flexing my new arm constantly, trying to find excuses to use it. And I'm like posing it in a way while I pour the coffee for every person. You know, it's not so much about giving them coffee as it is as an opportunity to stand in front of them and flex a little bit. And it's been a week
Is
since
Cleo
getting
there?
the new arm, but I'm still doing it. Yeah, I'm pouring you a coffee.
Having realized that the only way to keep the doctor on side is to kind of flatter his ego, Herodotus leads the rest in kind of a chorus of applause every time he flexes.
Yes.
Very good, very good.
Is that enough coffee there? Oh, bit more. Bit more. Yes.
What a show.
Bit more.
What a show.
Yes. Bit more. Yep. Notice how every time I do that, there's a little bit
Naughty doctor.
I can really control the flow with this arm, you know?
Yes. Yes. Adonis has nothing on you, doctor.
Yes.
Cleo doesn't really get it.
but,
She just wants to know
hear it.
what's wrong all the time. Y'all right?
Oh, nothing, Cleo. Just.
What is that? What are you doing?
Just,
what is that you're doing? Y'all,
Do you want a coffee?
what are you doing over there? Why do you keep jiggling?
Well, I guess can't please everyone. Oh, I'll be on my way. Then. What? Don't mind me.
So it's in much more comfort than prior journeys. The bastard's now fully stocked. Herodotus now has actual tobacco rather than the weird mushroom stuff that Reese provided. There's good quality food and drink, and it's relatively been
I
a
guess
pretty
we won
happy
the
time.
game, so we
But,
can
It's
leave
going
now.
so well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they never always, and then a strange noise comes from the rear of the vessel. In fact, it sounds to be coming from the corner where the plentiful pantry is docked in the docking bay of the Grey
It's really
Dragon.
messed up that we can't have any peace.
Oh, bloody ruddy hell. What is it now, Bear?
Yes.
I'm
Cleo.
assuming you're the one who's making the racket.
Yes. Cleo, what have you done?
Cleo is, tinkering with something. She's just gonna do one of those, like, really pensive bear sniffs of the air. I ain't one of mine. Ain't one of mines. It ain't.
And as you hear it a bit more, you realize it's quite a staticky kind of sound. A real...
Okay.
If that was not the noise of you not having an inappropriate defecation, then what was it?
Reese, what is that?
There appears to be a signal reaching Herodotus's vessel.
The
What,
pantry.
Like a call?
Like a call. That's a very good way of putting it, Dr. Z.
Herodotus sets on over like activating the wheels on his legs so he can like skate across the cargo bay.
Oh, look at him showing off. Oh, well, yeah,
Hey,
we've all
don't
got
mind me.
things.
Mercury on the way. I am like a greased lightning.
I thought you were gonna say something way weirder than that.
So as
I run after him to try and keep up.
as Herodotus blasts, narrowly missing the door frame
No,
as he...
I'm not using the rockets.
Oh, he's not using the rockets. Okay.
I'm not. I know, but I'm not that insane.
I mean, you're not gonna like do damage to yourself with that, I don't think. You've got armor
Do
and
you
so
know
on. You'd be
who
fine.
we are?
But
How do you know?
all right, so moving at a more modest pace, Herodotus, I guess, getting back, he can hear now that there's a voice in the static, and it's definitely the military radio on board the plentiful pantry that's making these noises.
He grabs the receiver and starts shouting military code. This is vessel B-28 Alpha. Over. Calling all vessels.
Mendleroth! It is you!
Ah, indeed it is I. Herodotus Arthurion Mendleroth III at your service, sir.
I think Herodotus would recognize the voice of the Rear Admiral Montabulary Haversfordwith. A distinguished gentleman who he did serve with, served under, in fact.
Oh shit. Admiral, is that you? I have not heard the shimmering, sibilant, song-like quality of your voice for so long.
Oh, Mendleroth, it's just Monty now, thank you. I am done with my military days. But
What? You? Withdrawn from the forces? Now the Empire is doomed. Once the champions go the way of the old lion upon the savannah. Oh, it's a dark times. Dark times, I say.
oh yes, well, all of that and everything. But the thing is, I tried my hand.
No, Doom, sweet Doom. I dare not think its name.
Oh, I
Will it
thought.
be the Ascilians? Will it be those dastardly robots? Oh, how can we know? How does one await vengeance before the original sin is committed? Ah, dastardly fate that has put me on the verge of nothingness. How will I ever fill my ego now?
Well, be that as it may, Commodore.
Yes,
I was rather, I found it fortuitous to discover your vessel so nearby to my present location. You see, after leaving the Imperial Navy.
God, can I keep doing this voice?
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
You have to.
Oh yes, that honourable institution of martial honour has gone on in service for hundreds of years.
Well, yes, what I am saying, Herodotus, is I only left the military to go into politics.
Oh, but sir, such a noble calling. Had I known, I did not know the martial orders when it for the Imperial Senate and the whatnot. What wing was the service?
Well, you see, it was not long lived. There was some issue of embarrassment. All this, but a natural career progression. Of course, I've moved into the private sector.
Oh well, bloody hell! So they threw you aside for some bare misstep, discretion under fire, and suddenly they discarded you like yesterday's junk? God.
Oh, not at all. I was merely strengthening the bonds between the Imperial government and a fine institution by the name of BioLife.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
I might add that through this strengthened relationship, I was able to secure a very happy position with my retirement as a security consultant for BioLife. Therein lies my current predicament, you see.
Oh, but sir, so you have quit the path of honor for mere gold? Oh, sir, you disappoint me. How? Oh, how can you quit the golden truth of that most noble of social ladders for the mere clinking of coins? May I ask how much? I'm asking for a friend.
A rather immeasurable amount, I must admit, Herodotus.
You say immeasurable? I can measure quite a lot.
I do seem to recall that about you, yes. The pint-guessing game, wasn't it?
What do you recall of him? His measurements. Oh.
What is this pint measuring game?
This is Imperial dick swinging.
Well, see, the thing is here, I was, of course, stationed in my usual manor house back on Earth.
Oh, Blue Pearl.
But,
the home of Imperial glory.
Well, it seems my position as a security consultant does require the occasional visit abroad, thus my being in this hellscape out here. And well, what was supposed to be a rather quick culling of the natives has turned into a bit of a bother. I was wondering if perhaps you might be able to assist me.
In culling, you say? Finest sport of man, the hunting of the living and sentient?
Well, no, Herodotus, you see, the culling has not been going well. In fact, a change of tact might be required, and I remember you ever as the finest diplomat the naval forces could ever dream of having.
Well, seeing as I was in the cavalry, that's high measure. But I take your point, good sir. I have the fine touch with the savage and the silver tongue for the mysteries of the outworlds. Yes, indeed. I will help. I will bring my confidants, my colleagues, my bosom buddies with me, and we shall make short work of your troubles, good sir.
Well, very good. We are on the wraith system of sand. I'll send through the coordinates, shall I?
Very good, very good. Take it up with my personal computer here. I will go on and inform the troops, as it were.
Very good. Monty out.
Farewell, Monty. You brave so.
Rear Admiral Montabulary have us forthwith.
That was so good. Is this what you've been planning?
This is what I've been planning. So Monty has sent through the coordinates, and they point to a rather it's quite a small island. As you approach the planet, it's rather ironically named Sand.
We haven't. I haven't told the others yet. We can't.
That's true. I guess you're not that close. You can't see it yet. Let's take a step back.
They would have. Yeah, I kind of feel like they would have a say in the matter before they sure. We'll
Rewind sounds.
So yes, the coordinates have been sent.
Very good. So Herodotus makes his way
downtown. Walking fast, faces past, and he's homebound.
Now up to the cafeteria where he assumes the others will be.
I'm there still flexing, pouring coffee for anyone who will take a cup.
Like 5 cups of coffee just sort of sat along the table.
Pouring precise measure into each one.
Okay, this is the exact moment where Herodotus is like patience and goodwill to the doctor's vanity. It's just like, now we have military orders. Fuck this shit. So he just like slaps the fuck out of all the cups and it's like,
sit down, trooper. We have grave matters to attend to.
Yes,
attend me.
Well, I suppose I could pour them again. That wouldn't be a bother for me.
Doctor, unhand the beverage and plump your derriere upon yonder stool, or I shall give you work.
All right. Well, Cleo, someone's woken up on the song side of the bed.
Oh, Cleo kind of bristled up at that and started moving away.
Yeah, I'll back up.
What?
I'll take a step back. I won't sit down, but I will stand very close to the wall.
Listen, we have been issued orders from His Honor, the Rear Admiral,
insert name here.
Montabulary Haversfootwith. I can't even say it.
Monty.
My old mate Monty calls for our aid, and I have, in all good measure, assumed on your behalf your cooperation in this matter. Therefore, I have seen fit to accept an offer of imperial employ, so that we shall partake in a local culling. Yes, aren't we excited?
Culling. Yes.
Yes, Doctor, a so-called bloodletting of the savage, if you will.
What's on the menu? What are we culling?
Well, savage, mostly.
Dr. Z.
Right.
Dr. Z.
Do you know where we're going? Yes.
We are going
Clear.
to shoot
What's a
them,
savage?
Doctor.
What's a savage?
Those who willfully neglect the offerings of delightful civilization, dear bear.
Cleo, I believe Herodotus would refer to us as being savage.
Don't know, eclectics at most. I wouldn't say
The
savage.
intelligentsia.
Well, I would not go that far, bear.
The proletariat princes.
The champagne socialist, yeah.
Oh, yes, darling.
Hypocrites all. My point being that I've seen fit to take this employment for the honor of our company and for the no doubt immense monetary reward which is sure to follow at the successful conclusion of our endeavor.
Ooh.
Now, what say you, gang?
As soon as I heard the word
Credits?
employment,
Credits?
I was in.
All right.
Yes. I'm a bit low on credits. Attaching this lovely
Yeah,
tea
Dr. Z
pourer
got a
I
hot
have.
hand when it comes to credits. He'll lose his in a second. You can't leave him alone. Somebody got to watch him.
Very good. I thought this would be more of a problem of conviction, but it seems you have all made a good moral choice, and I shall abide.
We
by
got to
it.
go where the money is
We're
at.
broke.
We got to. You know how it is.
We have no
Well,
income, Herodotus.
Yeah,
I'll take any
what
job.
he said. Yeah, there's
Oh, very well.
Yeah.
I did not
Yeah,
think
it's
it would be
both of
this
us
easy. You're welcome,
both of us
as
that
it
don't
were.
have money, of course. Cleo has.
Wait, how much money have
Cleo
you got
definitely-
left, Cleo?
I think Cleo's
Yeah,
still got a
but
fair
where-
bit. Oh no,
Hasn't
she did buy a freaking.
But not for
Card,
much,
didn't
only
she?
for
Hasn't
500
Herodotus
credits,
got a
though,
bunch of
because
money?
I haggled, and it's not really mine, but it's mine now.
Yeah, she's
Where do
still
you
got
see
over
that?
$1,000.
But I spent all my money on repairing the ship.
Where does
That's
it
why
say?
I'm broke.
Herodotus has still got plenty. Herodotus
Where
has still got
does it say how much
2,000.
money
but
I
that
have?
was also because
Just saying,
he's,
that sounds like
Oh, I
a you
see it.
problem.
he
Yeah.
started rich.
I did it for the crew.
I have 1,095 credits, but I
the
never talk
doctor.
about it because I don't want anybody to have any of it.
Oh.
I'm the doctor.
Well,
I'm
Dr. Z literally paid for all the refurbishment of the
Exactly.
of
I
the
bought him a
starship.
hat.
Yes.
You did, and I'm wearing that hat, and I'm constantly tipping it as well now that I've got no more tea
I
to
bought that hat
Oh,
for like
no.
2 credits.
Shit. The doctor's turning into an insult.
I'm
But you would know
flexing my
that
arm.
Imperial
Not an incel,
employee.
take that back.
all them sort of serious imperialists. I mean, the main reason you would be an imperialist is because you are already unspeakably wealthy. Either that, or you're very, very poor and think that you're going to become wealthy through being an imperialist. But generally speaking, if they're looking to employ you, they're probably the prior sort with all the money.
Well, when you know, weird voice in my head.
All right.
Well then, Herry, Herodotus, where to?
Flavor Town.
Yes, they sent coordinates.
Flavor Town.
Make it so, Doctor. Take us beyond the horizon.
All right. I'll bring up.
Beyond the horizon.
I'll bring up an interface between Herodotus and Reese, so that that Reese can understand what Herodotus wants.
Reese, take us beyond the horizon.
Very good, Herodotus. Warp coil engaging.
I'm gonna turn my magnetic shoes on. Since
So,
we're standing.
Viewing the star maps, you can see that you are very close to the system in question. You're sort of out, you're out in the sort of the real far reaches of Wraith space, where you're quite far away from all the sort of the main Wraith places where all their military and government sort of organizations are, and you're very, very far from human systems, like about as far away in the known galaxy that you could be. It is the only inhabited world on that furthest system. It's called Sand, and it's well known as being the primary place where star sand, which is it's like a crystallized metal that is used to power almost all modern technology, and also literally what is refined into credits.
Oh, this is Arrakis. Dune.
No,
Or is
be
it not?
quiet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's Dune-esque, but like it's really just money dust.
Ooh, money dust.
So it's Dune.
Or is it Scarface?
Ooh.
Hot take.
Nice. I like that
Take. Hot
Say
take.
hello
Hot
Or is it
my
just-
little friend.
Crude oil in the 90s.
These
Or
are all
is
really
it
good.
glitter in Showgirls? Hot take. Hot take. Hot take.
Oh, Cleo, we need to turn that into a little soundbite. Hot take.
I feel like
Anyway,
I just learned what
Reese.
that meant, so now I'm saying it a lot.
Hey, I'm into it.
Reese makes very, very short order of the intervening light years, and as you blast into landing range of the system of Sand, you see that it is a very water-covered sphere. It's only named Sand for the product it exports. It's actually not a very sandy-looking planet at all, and the majority of the planet is covered in water.
Oh.
And the water looks quite turbulent as well. There's like this huge like sea storms and like crazy whirlpools and like really dangerous parts of it. But the part you're going to
Herodotus,
is
you could have told me that you were taking me to an aquatic planet. Time to stretch, get out of the old fishbowl, explore.
I wanted to make it a surprise, Doctor.
I'm very much looking forward to this.
I'm glad you are happy.
What's the
And
catch, Herodotus? What's the catch? I lean in really close. What's the catch, Herodotus?
The catch, good Doctor, is you must promise me that you'll have a good time.
I walk away with my tentacles pointed firmly
Now
at
he's not
Herodotus.
going to be able to have a good time
Yes.
because he's going to be weird the whole time.
Exactly. I'm going to be
Yeah.
worried about what's going to
My
happen.
plan is thus successful. You will
so the coordinates, they take you to a point where the sea is actually a lot less stormy. The really sort of big crazy whirlpools
What?
and so on aren't really a factor here, but there's a string of tiny volcanic islands, the largest of which is where the little dot on your map is pointing. These islands, they all sort of like pop up. A lot of them are sort of plateaued. The large one has a big, pointy sort of central mountain within it, but they're all absolutely covered with rather, what's the word I want? Like exotic foliage.
Ooh.
Tropical
Banana
forests,
leaves.
perhaps.
Wow, banana. Benjamin's bananas.
Nope.
Probably not.
And as you're coming in towards, you can see that sort of only quite a bit above sea level, but at the base of the mountain there is a pretty large settlement. So it's all very utilitarian and like sort of just big grey blocks and buildings. But you do see a landing port, big wide landing port with no ships on it, just sitting there waiting for you, really. And as you come into land, I'll just keep going.
Well, I guess I'm just entranced. Yeah, Herodotus, this is your mission. So
Yeah.
it's all on you, really.
So you're in a large
Large
break in the jungle, where there's the settlement has been built, sort of coming up the mountain.
So can I contact my employer, as it were?
You certainly can, yeah. And you've got his civilian line details now from him calling the pantry.
Yeah, yes, very good. So Herodotus steps into the pantry and kind of looks out the door for a second to see if anyone's listening. Because he's, it's the first time he's in command for a while, so he's like a little apprehensive. And then he calls it and waits for an answer. Ring.
Herodotus, is that you arriving there?
Ah, good admiral. We are on the scene, as it were, and I await marching orders.
Oh, magnificent, magnificent. I'm waving at you now.
That's you. Oh, I see you. Very good, very good.
You can see the rather short and balding form of Montabulary standing on the landing platform. He's not, he doesn't look much as you remember him. He was always a very serious military man, but now he's wearing, quite like loose, light civilian clothing. He's wearing a patterned shirt, like this sort of these baggy khaki trousers.
Good lord, man, you've gone native.
Yes. Make fun if you like, but it is positively uncomfortable here to wear anything else.
Well, I thought that was what the uniform was for, sir. Keep the boys fresh, sharp, as it were.
Well, that's all well and good for a young man like yourself, Herodotus.
Herodotus takes the flattery immediately and will be buzzing for minutes.
As the dragon sort of lands down, Monty walks up. He's pretty spry for an old fellow. He doesn't have a limp like Herodotus, although it's likely he's served a lot less in actual military missions, being an even higher ranking.
Spry for an old guy.
And he walks up to the grey dragon to meet you.
Ooh.
It's good to see you again, old friend.
Oh, magnificent! Stepping to the bottom of the stairs and catching Herodotus in a very solid handshake as he reaches the bottom.
Let me introduce my traveling companion. This is the good Dr. Zafrey. Don't let the tentacles disturb you. He is absolutely within imperial orders as well.
Yes. I'd lean in and try and pour a cup of tea. Hello. Just like,
Don't ask, just take the tea.
Bye-bye. Again, giving a very firm handshake, taking the tea with the other hand and sort of nodding in a way. Yeah, and now you've got close, you see he's got absolutely white hair with a big bald patch on top and just an immense moustache.
ah, yes.
Moustache
I
that
see you.
almost buries his face.
It's good to see that at least the old stachios are on regulation.
Oh, some things are not worth changing ever, Herodotus.
Indeed. Such as the imperial order must stand for 1,000 years.
Very, very good chap. And he just sort of holds the tea in one hand and looks up at Cleo as she descends as well.
And this gorgeous lady is Cleo deCap, finest bear-based killer this side of Pluto.
Cleo kind of ambles down and she kind of does like a big pat on the guy. I forgot his name already. Monty. Of course. What else could it be? She does.
Short for Montabulary, because that's the name.
Montabularious.
Well, it is now.
She does like a big pat on him while she walks past, lugging a bunch of explosives. Nice tank top, boy. Where's the point me in the direction of the little people's room, if you got that.
Oh, yes. The latrine is right that way. Come with me all. I must say, Ursine, a word of warning. You won't want to be hawking your kind's wares here. It's their BioLife don't stand for it, you see.
Well, hold on there, Monty. You as the representative of a mercantile interest, would defame my traveling companion by denying her the ability to hawk her wares wherever she damn well pleases? Well, in that case, sir, this isn't the damn empire I bled for.
Herodotus, the Empire doesn't allow slavery either.
Who's a Hold on, you said culling. Are we on a slaving expedition?
Absolutely not, and I will not hear a word in that vein. It is certainly not what we do here.
Very well, but between gentlemen, are we catching slaves? I do not want to put my pension on the chopping block, as it were, and if this is you tricking me like you tricked me into that carping bombing incident, I won't have it, sir. You were always a tricky one, but I never expected this.
Now, see here, Herodotus. I would never deal with a slavery operation here. This is the precise reason why I make the warnings to your Ursine friend. I know their kind all too well.
I do think you might want to sit out this little prejudice rodeo, my friend. There is no bear quite like that one. I would not bet that you have experienced anything like this.
But as long as you vouch for her, Herodotus.
I vouch for the bloodlust, if nothing else. And you see the quantity of explosives you've already let pass your outer guard. You step wrong here, my friend, and there will be bloody ball bits all over the place. I suggest you step rather lightly and let her do her mercantile do however she damn well pleases.
Very good. I would not begrudge friends of my friends the tools of their trade, of course.
Very good.
Then follow me.
At Cleo and winks as if to say, see, that's how it's done in the army.
This is so good to listen to.
I'm just like, I'm entranced.
Me too, Cleo.
So there's that, there's an assumption that Cleo might be a slaver, if that didn't come across all the way, but by virtue of her apparent race.
And she just kind of goes,
I mean,
Yep.
whatever pay.
The Ursine having a reputation for being involved in that sort of trade.
yeah. I don't know if she actually gets it or not.
We'll see.
I think it's funny if she doesn't really get it.
Yeah.
So Monty leads you towards a large blocky building and quickly points to the side. There's actually a big external bathroom facility which Cleo can make use of as he stops in the doorway to look seriously to Herodotus and Dr. Z. Well then, we might as well get right to it.
Yeah, indeed, yes, either way.
Well, as you well know, the kingdom of the Wraith have long had a strong foothold on this world, and as such have been the key traders in all sand type. What am I trying to say?
Jesus Christ, I don't know.
And all sand exports.
Are you quite sure you're okay? Good
Giving them a sizable monopoly on the trade of fuels.
Very good. Getting on.
Well, BioLife, a proudly Imperial-owned business, I might add, has managed to secure this little lovely string of islands to mine upon.
Very good. Yes, exploit the natural resources as is tradition.
Absolutely. We're on the same page there. Now, my role in all this, of course, is there was a little bit of a problem. You see, the mines, they were active for a very short while. However, it appears the locals have taken exception to our operation and summarily shut it down.
Well, that's rather uncivilized.
Absolutely. And what's worse is, as BioLife do not engage in slavery, as I mentioned before, we have hundreds of layabout wraith workers sitting around, laying about, if you will, on full pay, and I won't have it.
So this is more of a sort of corporate killing spree, then.
Well, I will allow whatever methods you deem necessary, good sir. It is, of course, a private matter to be resolved between my employees, that is yourselves, and the natives. Whatever solution you can come by, BioLife will be happy to pay for.
Very good, very good. What is the disposition and number?
Can I'm gonna quickly lean over to Herodotus. I'm not going to speak into your mind using telepathy, but I am gonna like whisper to you.
Okay.
Because basically what I want to tell you is that I could do like a hacking or a telepathy roll to try and figure out some stuff on the sly to help with this. So I'm just going to kind of look over to Herodotus and say that on the sly though as well. Yeah, but maybe just a quick little aside to say that.
I was listening back to that third episode, and like Herodotus had like this massive crisis of fear, like the first time that Dr. Z expressed that he knew his inner thoughts.
Yeah, and then Herodotus, like his only thought at the end was like, I must kill the doctor. So I've learned that he doesn't like it when I talk or meddle with his brain things. So I'm going to.
It's a fragile machine, Doctor. Don't mess with it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to take him to the side and be like,
Herodotus, during these negotiations, I could try and find out some dirt, either through hardware or through meatware, if it were. Your call.
Doctor, shoot your shot.
Yes, what would you prefer?
Oh, whichever one is less hassleful for yourself, of course.
Are you attached to this man?
Well, had you asked me a few days ago, I would have said yes, we've been through much together. He and I have shared both battlefields and, well, I am not afraid of saying it, but lovers' beds. And,
Oh, right.
And in such camaraderie,
Yes.
it's difficult to persuade oneself to the death of a close
Herodotus,
personal acquaintance such as
I shall.
the former admiral.
I shall leave him be,
You know-
and I shall look
However,
into the
You
computers.
know what they say. You know what they say.
However,
When you share a berry bush with a friend, when you lick an ice cream cone at one end and your friend gets the other half, and when you salmon fish in the river that your friend is in, and you guys
Herodotus, let's take this over to the
both
side
go
a
to
little bit
town
further away from Cleo. I think she's
on a salmon
stuck
like
on
that.
a repeat, maybe.
okay.
I
I
believe you
mean,
might be
it's-
right, Doctor. There must be some sort of
Yes.
intercession we might do.
Let's turn this aside into an extra aside. Just walk away a little
Did a
bit
brother
further.
blow the same dandelion and it blows back into your eye and then into their mouth, and you guys just
Yes.
you're there together? And,
It's got to be my favorite Cleo moment ever.
Herodotus, I shall leave your friend's mind alone. I'll be with the computers.
Very good, very good.
All sly.
and I do a little thing with my tentacles.
Yes, cool.
Fantastic. You've done with that business over there and over there. Then, as you were asking, Herodotus, well, we can never be quite sure about their numbers. They're slippery little buggers. They are.
Yes, darling. I mean, sir.
Careful, Herodotus. We're not in the military now.
Yes. The old barracks. Fond adventures. Anyway, so yes, where are the walking dead? I mean, the cannon fodder.
Yes. So, I can show you to the camp where the workers are laying about.
Yes, I suppose so.
They shall be able to point you in the direction of the general disturbances to our operation.
Yes.
And have a mind, Herodotus. The blighters, they have an affinity for the beasts of the land.
Oh, is this Avatar?
I was wondering how long before that did come out.
Fucking Avatar. But Ricky, while we're walking with Herodotus and Monty talking, Dr. Z
when you
is
walk with your friend, with your
Yeah,
best friend, and
well,
your ponytails
okay.
touch, and then they tentacle
Taylor's
together,
off,
and you
Cleo's off on one again. Dr. Z
then you
is
get onto a horse to get to the next town, and you ponytail the horse, and then
Dr. Z is looking
you ponytail a
constantly
tree.
to try and find a kind of suitable workstation to hack into to try and find out some extra info.
So as Dr. Z is looking around, you can see that as you make your way into the thing, there are
Downtown.
As-
fast-paced.
as Montably put it, the staff of the installation are just sort of laying about. I mean, they're not really just laying about. They're all getting up to business. They're all like, some of them seem to be exercising, and others are like playing some sort of board game under a tree. But one thing you do notice is that all the computer systems are really just out in the open. The Wraiths do have a reputation of being quite Luddite. It's obvious that they don't really understand the security risk inherent in their computers just laying about. They probably barely know how to use them at all. And as such...
well, they seem to have a ravingly good time.
Yes.
Well, while Herodotus and Monty are talking, I'm going to quickly slip off to the side and interact with a computer.
And the Wraiths that you do see as well, they're like, unlike the ones that you saw like on Garcia Station, who were sort of kind of tall, lithe things, they're much more like a squatter, almost hunchbacked kind of build. They all look much stockier and more armored, with bigger eyes, perhaps for seeing subterraneanly. They're clearly like a mining class of the Wraith who have developed secondary mutations more suitable to their current environment.
Okay.
So, Dr. Z, you're going to attempt to hack into a terminal.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah,
So
I'll...
The easiest one looks like there's one that's just sort of like literally just tucked around the side of a building that's not really in the eye line of anyone.
I've rolled a 17 plus 5. That's a 22.
Oh, well, the 22, you're able to see that as you may have suspected, their security is abysmal. The password protection, like, it's actually an old default password. They haven't even changed it.
God damn it. Just change me 1, 2, 3.
Ew, no, that...
It works so easily with military matters.
Password degree.
I look around and try and see what I can on what these layabouts are doing.
All right, so you can see in the logs of what's been happening in the installation that it's a fairly new installation. It's only been up for a few months of Earth time, and much of those first couple months was dedicated just to clearing an area in the forest and building the installation.
All right.
Not long ago, they finally ventured in to begin their mining. They took their great big plasma drills up the mountain, and they set about it. And they very, very quickly they discovered there was as BioLife knew before buying the land, of course, that there was a very difficult to obtain, very deep vein of star sand, but it is there, and they did begin to extract it and have extracted quite a large amount of it. But they were then set upon. And there's not a lot of good detail as to what they are set upon by, but it basically just says that they are attacked by the natives and lost 52 workers in the attack, and have ceased operations. And then there's something about them calling in the security advisor, which must have been Monty.
And can I do a quick check on Monty just to make sure that Herodotus isn't going to get hurt? At some point, like that Monty isn't isn't using Herodotus.
That he's not scamming us?
Well, not scamming us as so much, because we're here because of...
What do you think's gonna happen?
Because we're here for Herodotus, right? So I want to make sure that Monty isn't scamming Herodotus, which will then in turn scam us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, the most notable thing is that while there is a record of Monty arriving a week ago, there are no further records of him doing anything whatsoever about the security situation.
All right.
So if there is any scam, it might very well be that he's just delegating the work down the line.
Ah, yes. All seems to be in order here.
And then I'll log out of the computer, walk on over to follow along. Well,
nothing to see here.
So back behind you, Monty has vanished away into the cool air-conditioned hut that he's been habiting, and leaving you to go about your solving of his problem. Dr. Z is now armed, in fact, with a precise knowledge of where the mining operation began as well, where the drills are in fact still set up, waiting to have workers resume their work.
I'll bring up those maps then and project them in front of everyone. So,
Herodotus, I do believe the cause of the problem lies here. The drilling expansion has gone so far forward and has appeared to come to a halt.
Indeed. Well, Monty did mention some trouble, but didn't specify. perhaps a little bit of good old-fashioned regimental sleuthing will do the part. I suggest we take this information to the locals, the natives as it were, and see what they have to say about it.
Yes. There was a, can I
Bring up a map and show maybe a local settlement area? Is there anything that I found in those
So
acts?
there's nothing on, like, the map really just shows it shows trees, it shows what you're able to devise from on board the Grey Dragon, and then it's got quite detailed information about the facility where you are and the point, the road that they've cut up into the mountain and the drill, but they don't have any information on where the natives themselves are living.
Okay.
No,
Can
but
I
I,
ask a
I meant
question?
like the layabouts, the work.
Oh, the layabouts, yes. So
My bad.
I mean, and this is technically a wraith-controlled planet, so you could, they probably do consider themselves natives nowadays, although they they obviously they took over this planet.
Do we know what the locals are?
You don't know
wraiths,
anything about them yet.
aren't they? Oh,
Because
right.
we're all talking like we know something,
Ah.
and I'm like, I
So
don't
all
know shit.
the workers here are wraiths,
But the locals
but
aren't.
the locals are shifty, sneaky ones with an affinity for the beasts, which you haven't heard much about yet.
Wait, so we're here on this planet, and Monty is a person, a human being,
Yes.
and all of the people working with him are wraiths.
Yes. So it's a planet.
And is he in charge of
Yeah.
them?
He's not in charge of it, but he's the one offering advice on security.
So he's like a mercenary.
Yeah. He's literally like, he went into politics. He made some
And the wraiths hired him?
dodgy deals with BioLife, and then retired. Using that dodgy deals
So he's
to
a
put himself in a
consultant.
lovely position where he gets paid an obscene amount of money to do very little.
Okay, cool. So he's like a security consultant, and the wraiths hired
So
him.
the wraiths have also been hired by BioLife, who are technically a human corporation, although that doesn't mean a lot because obviously they exist
Okay,
outside
so-
of politics. But it is a wraith planet, so therefore all the skilled labor that they're able to employ are all wraith.
So the wraiths are here, but this is a wraith planet. So then
It's a wraith planet in the same way that New Zealand is a British colony.
Okay, they have acquired the
They're
planet, but
colonizers.
we don't know what the indigenous population is.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Are we here to kill? Oh boy.
We're here to kill the locals.
Yep.
Okay.
The word culling was used.
Okay, cool. I just was thinking about like ducks. I don't know. I didn't. Okay, let's
Well,
delve
you,
into
might,
this.
you might want to try and keep that mindset, Bell.
I mean, no one ever accused BioLife of being a lovely corporation.
Yeah, you're right. We learned that. Cool. Okay. So onward ho.
So you're going to perhaps question one of the workers,
Yes,
That's
one of the colonial wraith workers.
yes. We go down to where they're all hanging out, and I just physically grab the first one I see and kind of shake him a little first, just to make sure he's listening, and then ask him,
What do you know about the hostile action taken against the glorious corporation known as, what was it?
BioLife, Herodotus?
BioLife. I thought it was Herbalife for a second, but that's a real one, isn't it?
Oh, yes, that was one of those other ones.
Yes.
It is one of those sham ones. Ugh.
Come
The
at
wraith-
me, Herbalife.
Stands upright rather swiftly, and he's sort of like slapping at Herodotus' arms to try and get him to let go of the scruff of his shirt. Like, get off me! Get off me!
Herodotus just starts shaking him harder.
Calm yourself, civilian. I am here under orders. I am following those orders, and that's all I'm doing.
All right. You with Monty then, are you?
I wouldn't, well, dare to dream, but I'm indeed under his orders. That's what you mean.
All right. Let go. What are you asking? The attack, yeah?
Yes. What happened? What did you see?
Well, I wasn't there, right?
Oh, well, then you're no good. Point me out one who was.
Oh, I mean, no one that was there made it out. They all bloody died.
Oh, bloody great. You managed to save no one, and you call yourself a leader?
Well, I can tell you some things, though.
Well, why didn't you start with that, you bloody oaf?
We've seen glimpses of them, I mean.
Yes, and
giant lizards. That's what they are.
Yes. Tell me more. Herodotus says with an eerily familiar feeling of shit. This is a conspiracy theory.
Lizards, the size of a small starship they are.
How small? Small as in my bountiful pantry, or small as in the bear over there? I mean, an escape capsule is still a starship, isn't it? What the bloody hell are you talking about?
I do have to agree with Herodotus. The size small, it really depends on who you're talking to. No, I believe that a small size would be something about this big. But really, it could be anything from here to there. How long is a piece of string?
It's not about the size, Doctor. It's how it moves through space.
Yes, the old motion of the... Yes.
Starry ocean.
Yes.
Does it fill that particular black hole, if you know what I mean?
If you know what I mean.
Well, I've only seen glimpses through the trees, far off, but 20, 30 times the height of a wraith, easily.
Oh, to quote Braveheart, some wraith are bigger than others. And Braveheart,
Larger. Some wraiths are
larger than the others. Oh, Evan, you got it right, Evan. I'm sorry.
Your mother's been telling you stories about me again, has she?
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Very good. It's good to know that some rumors die hard, if you know what I mean.
Right.
I missed the service. Anyway, very good. So you know nothing and you're of no use. You are excused, you miserable son of a bitch.
He shakes his head and sits down and gets back to shaking dice and playing his weird little game on the ground.
Herodotus takes out his pistol and shoots into the air to get everybody's attention.
Sort of like stopping in their tracks and looking over at you wearily.
Listen now here, you colonial vermin. If any of you can tell me anything about the ambush and the loss of life and the terrible what's-its, very good, approach me and regale me with your story. But if none of you miserable bastards can make me any the wiser of this problem and leave me with none but the choice of going into the wilderness to search for myself, I will make sure there's more than one round of culling going on around here.
A few people sort of quickly scramble up. One's like, dragons! There's dragons in the jungle!
Oh, bloody hell, mass hysteria.
Great big teeth longer than your
to
arm!
see it.
Oh,
We
they
might have to
fly!
do it.
They fly from tree to tree like...
Oh, didn't vote for you?
No, I heard it's the trees themselves. They talk, you know. They talk to one another.
At the borders of Buckland.
I've just rolled a telepathy from my fishbowl. I want to try and read this mass hysteria to try and figure out if there's a common part.
Denominator.
Yeah,
That's a natural 20 there.
there's a natural 20. Yeah. So I'm looking for like location to figure out where we could travel to. I don't fancy walking around this forest forever.
What about the rover? Can we bring the rover?
Yeah, well, that's the point. I'm trying to find a location first that we can drive to.
Well, let's just go right into the woods.
So the real knowledge everyone has is that
Ignoring the point, Cleo.
the attack definitely
I want to drive my rover.
the attack definitely occurred directly at the drilling site where they were working.
Mm-hmm.
But they did see signs of strange creatures throughout the entire time that they were clearing this space here and also clearing the path out to get their drills out there. And the real common denominator seems to be giant lizard creatures, flying ones, tall ones. You know, there's but also
Herodotus grabs another one.
What color were they?
green, blue,
Which one,
Grapple.
for God's sake?
blue then.
Blue, then. Or was it green, was it? Pearlescent, perhaps? Something less saturated, maybe? Something like charcoal or a dover?
That one. Okay.
Ah, so you're not talking about blue dragons at all. You're talking about grey dragons. Very good. Ah, we'd know how to deal with them.
And further, with this natural 20 that Dr. Z's rolled, within the mass hysteria, he would notice that the cyanox sensitive, the telepathic individuals, of which there are some in this grouping, have all noticed a telepathic chatter, which might all throughout the jungle once they were moving about it. And that might have given rise to the theory that the trees themselves talk to one another.
I immediately, upon hearing this, I want to cast like a telepathic shield over us in some way. I want to focus my energies to keep us safe.
Yeah, give me a roll for the strength of the shield, and we'll just
Telepathy?
yeah, telepathy. Trust that you've got this active.
It's only a 12.
It's only a 12. It's reasonable. Like they'll protect you from just like idle catching at least.
Cleo, mind taking us for a drive into the old jungle there? I have some coordinates from these local. And Herodotus, I believe we could find what plagues this area. At source of...
What source of contention? What's the word for it? Source of...
Crapulosity.
Yeah. Whatever that
The
is.
source of the discontentment.
The source of the discontentment. Excellent. Couldn't have put it better myself.
No, obviously, that's why I had to do it.
And that's why I pointed out that you did do it.
Well, no, you said you couldn't have done it better, which was obvious. That's
Which
why I
is
had
the
to
point
do
that
it.
I couldn't have done it because you had to do it.
You could have just acted like a
Colloquialism.
normal person and thanked me, Doctor.
No, I was saying that I couldn't do it and you
Instead of
clearly
leaning
did
on
it.
colloquialism.
Yes. Well, that's not a congratulations, is it?
Well, I'm
it's
not going-
merely stating a bloody obvious fact.
I'm not going to congratulate you,
Aye.
Herodotus, on doing something that I couldn't do.
Colloquialism.
I'd
Why
like
not?
to imagine that as this argument is going on, like maybe Cleo's just gone and grabbed the rover.
Yeah,
She comes
most
back and we're
likely.
still going.
I'm definitely not paying attention to y'all.
Look, Herodotus, if I was going to congratulate you on fixing a word that I couldn't thought of, then I would have done it. But, no.
Can't
So you are
argue with that
choosing
one, I
to
guess.
be. So you are choosing to be dishonorable. You've chosen the path of death.
I'll whisper in his head just to give him a little spook.
Yes, Herodotus.
Well,
And then I'm gonna.
it's good to know my conscience agrees with me.
This will come back to haunt me one day.
I can't imagine how it would.
Well, at least you know.
I guess Cleo, a little bit surprised to discover that the other two hadn't even come with her, is able to get her rover though and
Talk about semantics here. It's very important.
deliver it out to the location of the fine gentleman.
Ah, very good, Bear. Good to see someone is taking some initiative.
So there's a central, almost a street that goes through the facility, and it then veers off and heads up into a road. Basically, it's not a paved road, but it's been cut and steadied out, smoothed out through the jungle up the mountain towards the drill location.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where you could drive if you all got in the vehicle and
Okay,
did so.
but can I confirm? Am I in the rover?
Yeah, you're driving.
You're driving.
But did you guys get in?
Yeah. So once we do, Herodotus kind of leans over to the bear and says,
Hey, doctor, look at this. Bear, thank you for picking us up. See that, Doctor? You see that? That's called manners.
Bear, here is the location.
Wait, why are you? No.
It's just Herodotus and Dr. Z have been arguing. I think it's more a
About
point.
manners.
It's more a point to try and like get at Herodotus rather than it is to like be nice to Cleo, because I don't know if I need to prove that. Or
see
maybe
where
I
it
should. Maybe we could both be trying to outdo ourselves and be nice to Cleo. Maybe that's funnier. I lean in close, then I'll be like,
Thank you very much, Cleo.
and present the.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, please take us to the location. Thank you.
Look at Herodotus.
Ooh. Cleo's just kind of like.
Please, Doctor, you're embarrassing yourself.
Please
Oh, you
yourself,
need-
Herodotus. Thank you very much for embarrassing yourself.
What? That's not what I said. Now you're just bringing shame on all of us. Good Lord,
Well,
man.
ain't that just sweeter than a flea in a pigeon pie?
I might assume
wouldn't
that
know, man. It sounds like a specific culinary experience to which I have not been an on.
I might assume that Cleo, upon the other two getting there and getting the address, the location, is begin to drive 3 of you into the jungle.
Ooh. Let's make our way downtown.
Driving fast.
So as you roll through the jungle,
Ooh.
The locals pass.
Trees pass.
And we're alien bound.
Yes.
there are a lot of strange noises out in the jungle, and like cracking of folios, and like lots of things that could be giant lizards or could just be the wind.
Oh, that old wind.
I believe that's the wind.
Yes.
Though it could be a giant lizard.
Well, you never know.
Chance of that wind being a giant wizard show up to be 20%.
A giant wizard.
Well, that's the wine talking.
And
Lizard.
I'm just going to roll a dice here.
to make something happen.
I've rolled a 7. Dr. Z feels a psychic flutter at the telepathic shield that he's erected around the trio.
Ew, gross.
All right, I want to reinforce it, knowing that there are trees out here that want to try and read our brains. Or, not trees, but lizards that pretend to be trees.
Wow.
Lizards that pretend to be trees.
Well, that's what the race thought they were, right? The race.
It's not weird if they're trying to kill.
So should I roll another telepathy to try and reinforce the shield?
Absolutely.
Oh shit, it's natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh, mother. As Mike Pence would say. That's what he calls his wife.
Yeah. Mother?
And
I don't like it.
not a second too soon, because as Dr. Z strengthens the shield to a considerable degree, there comes another flutter. More than a flutter, in fact. I've rolled a 21 as actually a strong jab at the shield.
Oh my god.
And
Ew.
not only, given that you've rolled a natural 20 there, not only does Dr. Z deflect the attack, but he's able to read it back to its source.
Okay. And what do I
And,
find out?
Flicking his mind like a parry of a rapier
Ooh.
back down that line that
Yes.
attacked the
Ooh,
shield.
Visual.
It actually reaches up into the sky, and Dr. Z gets an image of the attacker, and flying high above you, circling on a giant flying lizard, is a
Doctor, what do your jelly eyes see?
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. There's it's but yes, sitting astride this flying lizard, and it's basically a pterodactyl. Not gonna mince words here. It's a sort of a bluey green, almost gelatinous humanoid creature. It's like gelatinous humanoid. It's quite short, sort of like strangely formed, like 3-fingered and 3-toed limbs, and carries a big, long, pointy metal spear.
Because I have that, can I project back into their head and say,
We request an audience. We do not wish to drive around this jungle all day, and Herodotus needs to speak with someone important.
Wait a minute, you just spoke to the thing on the lizard?
yeah, because I figured,
What the hell's wrong with you?
I figured out who was trying to read our brain, so I'm just reading straight back because that's
Wait a
the
minute.
type of,
You told him our names?
yeah, I did. I told him Herodotus' name, not my name.
Alright, wait.
Slick.
I signed in on that unsafe computer with your email, not
Exactly.
mine.
Again.
Wait a minute. Can I just
Yeah.
ask, how come if it's flying directly above us, how come we can't see it?
Because you're under the foliage. No, you're not under the foliage. You're under the
The
That's
canopy.
a weak ass excuse.
under the canopy.
How come Jelly Boy
So
can
I'm using
see it?
telepathy.
So you just imagine where it is.
Yeah, well, because he can read the
sense.
senses of the being.
It's just unfair that it's on top of us, but he can do that. Why can't we just look through?
It's
the
kind of
tree?
like he's only got a first person view of the situation because he's seeing it through the eyeballs of the jelly creature up there. But
All right. Well, do we notice that he's doing something?
I mean, I guess he'd be doing sort of a bioluminescent kind of thing that he always does when he's being psychic.
Dr. Z. Dr. Z.
Yes,
Cleo notices it, and she's gonna start the car a couple times to jiggle
yes,
him.
Cleo.
Who are you talking to?
I'm trying to organize a meeting.
Where? Who you seeing out here? I don't see anybody. What are you
That's
looking
kind
at?
of the point, Cleo. I've been making sure that no one can see us because we can't see them. And now I'm trying to organize a meeting so that we can see them at the same time that they see us so that it's all fair.
Well, I don't know if I want to see whoever it is. Who is it?
Come now, Bear. You are being obstructionist. The good doctor is only doing as best as he can. It's not his fault. He's not a particularly good teacher. That.
Meanwhile, the psychic reply does come back down to Dr. Z. Like, you?
And it's... Fuck off.
You are a civilized one. What are you doing in the company of savages?
Well, I do believe that the entire company I have are more or less civilized. Savage background, perhaps. But we do wish to have a meeting. Are you going to make us drive all through this jungle, or will you lower yourself to land?
You will lay down your weapons first.
I will not engage any
Fat
blades. Cleo, Herodotus, I cannot force them to do anything that is not their will.
There's a sort of a moment of silence.
I will not be coming alone.
Bring as many guns as you like. We enjoy it.
Jeez.
And almost immediately,
Dang, okay.
there's a...
You're signing us up for some shit, okay?
All around.
The
Okay.
doctor's always cocky and thinks he can get out of
That's
everything.
awesome. Don't worry.
I like it, but I'm gonna razz you. That's
I'm
that's
just
what
saying.
I'm here to do.
You're gonna get us killed.
all around the cherry red rover in the jungle. There you start hearing creaking in the trees.
Ew.
Just
I
so
don't
that
know.
the others don't get worried, I am going to bounce out of my trance and look at Cleo and Herodotus and say,
Meeting is set. Be prepared, but don't try to be too armed because, well, I said that you...
Don't try to be too armed. Don't try to be too armed. Ha!
Bear, diplomacy aside, I believe we're about to be ambushed. Let's set up a perimeter. You cover me while I set up the artillery.
No, that is exactly what I'm saying is not happening.
Doctor,
Herodotus.
keep out of this. You do not take martial decisions.
But that is the exact point I'm trying to make by telling you right now that we are not being ambushed. This is a
Cleo's got-
diplomatic...
Cleo's got a
If
little
anything
baby bomb
moves,
built.
riddle it with bullets.
They're real big. They're just big. They're just big. They just big.
don't know what size they are. I've just communicated with them.
Why are all the trees going?
sorry?
Why are all the trees going?
Where are they going? I mean, yeah, that's what they're doing.
Like,
though.
because they're
Well,
all, because they're
They
moving.
said they were bringing friends, but they are coming to talk with you, Herodotus.
They're either big or. So you're trying to tell us they're either big or they're a lot.
I imagine they're both.
Bloody hell, Doctor. What kind of hellfire have you called down upon us? Come on, Bear. We've got bloody work to do for
Monty just described you as being the best diplomat that the galaxy had ever known.
Monty also thought I was in the fucking Admiralty when I am from the cavalry.
And
He is not to be trusted.
During
This-
the process,
Ain't this a suspicious hot dog in the floor of a subway underground on a planet that don't have trees?
Could not have said this in bed myself, Bear. Get your guns ready.
and during this conversation, ahead of you, some sort of 100 meters up further on the road, suddenly some trees bend and a giant clawed lizard foot steps onto the path. And coming out of the trees with a great roar, a bipedal lizard with a giant tail and a huge head full of foot-long teeth
Wow.
The ruddy hell.
tears out of the jungle, and atop its back is a small, almost like a hut,
Oh,
strapped onto it, and
It's a T-Rex with a house growing out of
exactly,
it.
and in that hut, in the windows of that hut, you can see a pair of gelatinous humanoids, both armed with rather antique-looking blaster rifles.
Hold on, jelly people.
They're jelly people.
Yes.
Oh fuck me, okay, jelly people.
My kind of people.
That's what I was trying to say before.
I can't even. Okay, let's.
Please try and use your inside voice, Herodotus.
Which one? Ha ha.
I ain't never been inside in my life.
And then
You're
with
inside
another
right now, Cleo.
another great screech, the canopy above shakes and leaves fall littering over the road as two wide-winged flying lizard creatures also spiral down and land. Both of them also being ridden with they've got little saddles strapped on them, and being ridden by further gelatinous humanoids, both armed with long spears.
When you say gelatinous, like, are they just like wobbly humanoids? Like, what does it mean?
Like flubber.
I mean,
okay.
my thought is more like a little bit like Gumby.
So they're opaque.
They're opaque and kind of sticky looking.
Are they made of sap?
I mean, you
Anyway,
can't tell
carry on.
immediately what they're
Kinda
made
jelly.
of, but they're like a sort of a blue-green opaque jelly.
Okay.
So we can't see through them at all.
Can't see through them.
It's beautiful.
Oh, shit. Cleo's gonna leave the keys in the rover and like jump out and walk forward entranced by their saddle dinosaurs
I will.
with her arms out.
Even though I'm trying to be confident that nothing bad will happen, I will jump after Cleo and keep my shield projector ready to try and keep her safe in case fucking shit takes off. I will be walking behind Cleo.
Thanks, bro.
It's almost sort of nodding. The jelly that Dr. Z communicated with above slides down off its pterodactyl perch onto the road, and also walks up to meet the three of you. It still has its long spear, which you can now see is at least sort of 2.5 times the height of the creature itself. But it sort of uses it as like almost like a walking stick as it walks in.
Damn.
Herodotus has not followed the others, so he's standing at a distance and kind of gesticulating a hello. Hello!
And as the creature walks up, you can see it has no mouth or no sort of discernible organs for breathing or speaking or anything like that. It nods and inclines its head and then reaches out telepathically to Dr. Z once again.
I see. You garb yourself within a savage exterior, but you are not dissimilar to us, are you, strange one?
I'll have you know that this is one of the latest arms ever made by military tech. Have you seen the precision that I can achieve while pouring tea? Now, if that is not fine civilization, then I do not know what is.
And the gelatin sort of shakes its head like,
You use the language of the savages,
I use the language of whatever will get me paid.
but you must be one of us. That you can speak at all says volumes.
How about this?
And then I want to turn my speakers on and start transmitting what they're saying, like so that Cleo and Herodotus can understand and take part in the conversation as well.
What? Oh, this is very strange.
It's not strange at all. Welcome.
What's strange?
that you would convert my speech into such hideous vibrations.
Oh, you and Herodotus are going to get along very well.
No, just because you sound like a blathering fool does not mean there's a problem. Surely. Your speech barely matches your physical appearance. Wobbly and disgusting.
Cleo's just gonna stand there and start kind of like doing this weird crunch up gesture. She's like curling her fists inward and like hunching, and her eyes are closed, and she's bristling like.
She's like Naruto.
Cleo, this is not an appropriate time for that.
But Cleo, is she doing a Naruto thing?
No, I'm trying to desperately think to them that I would like to meet one of their dinosaurs.
Ooh.
It doesn't work though.
I gather you have been sent by the savage invaders to communicate with us. I will have you know that we are in constant communion with all the Saurons of the island. and we could destroy all of them in an instant. We choose not to, as we are not a savage people like they.
Well, that's nice. But I do believe there's been a misunderstanding. Our mission, I'm afraid, is your eradication, not communication. And I don't want to boast, but I will. I never fail in my pursuit. And so, well, all I can say is I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. Now, would you be so good as to make our job a whole lot easier and line up?
I don't know how I want to respond to that.
The gelatin's like looking at Dr. Z like, does this one speak for you?
He speaks a lot. You have to try and listen between lines quite often. He says immediately what is on his mind, but it takes him some time.
Cleo's still crunching up, and she just unfurls and opens her eyes and reaches out a hand.
We will not go quietly into the night.
No, that's fine, but when you go, you see, our mission is null and void. If you're not here, and there are about an infinitude of other pebbles and rocks out there you could haunt.
Allow me to make it quite clear, Savage. Though the three of you might overwhelm me and my two compatriots, we have forces at the ready to destroy all of your friends back there at their camp. They wouldn't last an hour.
Well, if you would do us the good honor of allowing us to get back to get paid first, go right ahead. We have no sympathies, except for, well, money.
The same as all of them.
Wait, what's happening with Cleo's hand as she's reaching out to try and touch a pterodactyl?
She's just straining.
I mean, I'm imagining you're still sort of like a bit far, because he walked up to meet you, so you're kind of a bit far back from the pterodactyls. So as Cleo sort of reaches towards it, it's just sort of like snapping at her, but then sort of, like reining itself in, as though like a psychic command was snapped back at it to not to bite at her.
Can I touch it? Can I touch it?
Cleo, you will find, is one of the softest creatures in this universe, but also one of the hardest creatures in this universe. It's quite confusing.
That's so nice.
The gelatin creature looks very puzzled at Cleo. She's completely unlike any of the wraiths or humans that have so far invaded their little island, and then just sort of steps to the side, shaking its head, and says, "If you appreciate the beasts of the land, then by all means."
Does that mean I get to touch it?
He steps to the side and sort of just like, gestures one gelatinous hand, the unmounted pterodactyl.
Herodotus sees the act of kindness, and he kind of pulls back a second. He's just okay.
I feel like maybe we've come off on the wrong foot. Can we start again?
He nods as Cleo just sort of like going to rush past towards it. I'm trying to imagine the manner in which she approaches.
How far away am I from it?
So you're a few meters back from it.
Okay, and I got the permission to do
You got
this?
permission to do it.
I'm gonna just kind of break free of my stillness. And it's not really like a flat out run, but it is like one of those weird jumpy fast walks, like you have to go to the bathroom really all of a sudden. I'm gonna get up there. Which part can I reach? Can I reach its face?
Yeah. So it's because it's landed. So it's got its little back legs tucked on the ground, and then
Okay,
its big long.
There's like a macro moment where everything is still except for dust motes in the air, and I get to reach out and put my hand on its
snout, beak,
long face. And I would like to
just
roll
on
perception.
his face.
Yeah. I want to see if anything have I bonded with it. Fuck, where's all my controls? What the hell happened?
Where's this dice roll?
Uh-oh, guys. I already rolled a 17, so I guess this is now my pterodactyl.
The creature, it shudders as Cleo's paw comes towards it, and its eyes sort of kind of widen, but then at her touch, it then sort of leans into it and kind of like rubs its face as if sort of like trying to get itself scratched under the chin.
Oh, Cleo.
That's gonna take a while. That's gonna be a situation. When you guys want to leave, let me know. I'll think about it.
The gelatin is sort of watching with a sort of slight bewildered wonder. It doesn't really display any emotions on its face, which just kind of has like eyes.
Can I look at the gelatin form, understanding, and be like,
We're just as confused as you are.
You are strange for Outlanders.
We get told
I'm
that a lot
glad
by our
Leo's
own
rubbing-
people. It's not weird to hear it from other
Leo's
people.
rubbing her head on it.
I'm glad we didn't eradicate you immediately.
Oh, I'm glad Herodotus didn't shoot you all to Kingdom Come immediately.
I think the three of you should come back to the village.
well,
I know an ambush when I smell one.
this is very trusting.
I'm down.
What's your diagnosis, Doctor?
Look, and I won't be afraid to say this in front of you. We have been sent here to do a job. This is true. We do need to clear the area so that mining operations can begin and continue. So you should know this.
Oh wait, not should you know this moving forward.
You should be
We are here on a
informed.
mission. Herodotus did not lie.
Best you fucking know it.
The elder will know what to do. You must meet them.
Very well. If they throw in some grub, we'll go. And nothing gelatinous. Don't want to go over eating babies.
Gello. Gonna die.
They probably have some extra leaf for your pipe. You know, exotic, whatnot.
Leaf.
Oh, you mean medicine?
Leaf.
Yes,
I've been feeling.
Medicinal leaf.
diagnosis. Leaf.
Cleo, are you just constantly are you just there just like wide watery eyed just looking at this lizard thing the whole time?
No, I'm not like I'm in it with this thing now. Like I'm rubbing my head on it. Something's taking over.
Oh.
It's not like a gross thing. We're like enjoying each other as creatures. We're communicating. It's like how when two dogs meet in the woods and they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, smell anything cool today?"
That's
Yes.
brilliant. I love it.
So this is not a sex thing.
No, I'm not even thinking that. I just think it's so cute. So cute that you're just
It is
into
cute.
this like
It is. I'm just safeguarding that. This is the one
You just
And only.
nice thing that's
just
probably
joining
gonna happen in this
ponytails,
episode.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Better ponytails
Well-
than bronytails.
I say I'll say to Herodotus,
Now you're the best damn diplomat that what's his name? Monty ever saw. Here's your
No,
chance.
indeed, I get the job done, as it were.
I feel like I'm the really good diplomat.
right now I think you're probably the best person to solve this fucking
because like they like us because I was kind.
Oh
to the
yeah,
Exactly.
but that's not how Herodotus sees it.
Yeah.
He sees that's the
Absolutely
power
not.
of his
It's
presence.
impossible for that to be seen by either
still
one of you.
Herodotus's mission to solve. And I'm just impressed to see there's so many things going on. I'm impressed just to meet another telepathic race.
gelatinous
Yeah.
being.
Two
It's just
jello
almost as though
like.
like this entire scenario was crafted for the three of you. I don't know.
Oh, you asshole.
Two jello jigglers in the woods. Are they gonna solve the mystery to get the goods?
So what's that? They want to take us to a village?
Village
To
in
the
the
village
woods.
to meet the elder.
Let's go.
How old is the elder?
The elder is the eldest.
Yes, that was a very shrewd observation. However, I do believe I asked a question to which I was hoping for an answer,
Yeah.
and you call us uncivilized.
It wasn't even
Please
like the
be
question
no
was
grammar.
hard. The question was very simple.
Foolish savage. The elder is elder than time and history combined.
Poets. Poets, Herodotus. Poets.
Yes, they make
Have we-
perfectly
have
good
we-
aiming practice.
We've agreed to go,
I
right?
think so.
Okay.
In our own way, I think we have.
Can I gesture to the guy that if I can also ride the thing?
The if he had a mouth, it would be in a wide grin now. Only Dr. Z really can capture the subtleties of the emotional response of the psychic, but he like gleefully steps up and grabs the reins of the of the pterodactyl creature, of the flying lizard, and gestures for Cleo to climb aboard.
Oh my god, this is me like I'm living my
Go,
dream.
Cleo, do it.
I'm gonna toss the keys to Herodotus.
Do it, Cleo.
We'll follow on ground, safe on the ground. If there was one arm of the service I never trusted, it was the fly boys. Good Lord, they could not be trusted.
This whole time I haven't said a single word.
Very well, savages. We will be above the canopy. Follow the command lizard.
Oh my god, yes.
And the T-Rex sort of turns on the road with its tail pointing back and waving at the rover as the two pterodactyls suddenly leap off the ground. The one that with Cleo's added weight on top, obviously struggling a little bit more to take off. It sort of sinks down, almost sort of scraping its back claws on the ground as it manages to
This is like that movie Aragon or Aragon.
That movie's great. Yeah.
compensate and sort of flap its wings a little harder and get itself airbound. Once it's got itself up above the canopy and is able to ride the winds and glide, it shouldn't have much trouble, but flapping that extra weight definitely takes it about twice as long to flap up above the trees as the other one.
There's definitely one of those scenes where like Cleo puts her face up in the air with her eyes closed and her hair is in the wind. And then like a really gentle, like golden hour orange sunlight falls across her face.
She bursts through the trees.
While a pterodactyl screams into the air.
Do you scream as well, Cleo? Do you harmonize with the scream?
I'll probably like do something.
Nice.
I would do like the arms out move, but like then I'd
Yeah,
probably
you-
fall off because like we have been here
Clumsy.
before.
King of the world!
Doink!
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Wouldn't even bounce.
So beautiful.
Maybe once.
And
The
with
jelly people would
unbridled
just be
joy,
like, "Shit."
the lizards and jelly people sort of soaring up, and you can sort of see the Tyrannosaurus Rex type creature starts striding ahead as well. It doesn't move particularly faster than the rover's capabilities. It's quite easy to keep up as it creeps into a rather hidden but distinctly traveled path that comes straight off this road.
Step closer to getting the job done, Herodotus.
Indeed. Good observation, Doctor. Foot after foot, and we shall soon be in goal and reaping rich reward.
Yeah.
So as Herodotus follows in the rover, you sort of make your way. You can see that you are
Downtown walking fast.
still going uphill, but not straight towards the summit like the unyielding road that the wraiths carved. It's sort of more of a sort of a windy spiral going up one side. And from above, Cleo is just simply traveling in a straight line. She doesn't get much more of an aerial view than she did coming down on the starship, but she gets much more of an exhilaration with the wind in her face.
Yeah.
Wow.
Watch my dumbass be getting carried off somewhere dangerous.
Yeah, but you're having the best time ever. Yeah,
it's worth
amazing.
it. Like if I get killed, like this is the best
This
way
is
to go
totally
out.
the best way to go out.
And
I'll roll a new character.
the other two are still
Rest in
following the T-Rex through the path when Cleo and her gelatinous buddy aboard the pterodactyl creature suddenly start diving down into the woods.
All right.
All right. I reflex my telepathy to try and keep track of where they're going. I don't want to lose sight of Cleo.
So Cleo and by extension Dr. Z are able to see that it's a bit like in the Tim Burton Batman movie. Like the instant the creature sort of dives down through the foliage, it looks as though she's about to crash into a huge rock cliff face.
Oh, fucking cool.
Damn.
No, Dick, no.
But the cliff face immediately sort of like gives way as the flying lizard screeches to a halt, landing a big
God.
kind of pit in a cave there's lots of dried leafy fronds all sort of woven into baskets, and all around there's these pterodactyls just sort of sitting in these little perchy baskets being tended to, flying out, flying in.
Huge baskets?
Oh,
Huge basket.
fucking secret city.
Fuck yeah.
Secret city.
Into it.
Hot take.
Into this.
I'm here
Yep.
for it.
And expertly, the jelly creature just sort of like hops off the back of the pterodactyl, completely
Jelly
bypassing the
creature.
basket altogether and landing on a platform. And there's platforms that are all just been carved very like perfectly level into the rock. The cave is all lit with torches that are sort of giving a very neutral white light that sort of seems to be chemical in its origin.
It's not the same color as the jelly
It's
people,
not
right?
the same color as the jelly people.
Okay, just checking.
This is brilliant.
Cleo herself may have to make a dexterity save to
Shit.
navigate getting
It's
off
okay.
this thing, because it is sitting in the sort of this jiggling, swinging
It's
basket.
alright. It's worth it. It's coming. Now that we've entered...
-3.
Great.
Oh my god,
Oh.
no.
Okay, cool. That's fine. You know what? Whatever.
Negative.
That's fine.
Negative 3 is
Cleo.
fine, whatever.
No, but that wasn't a
That's-
natural 0.
No, that was a 2 minus 5.
Whoa.
It's not as
Yeah,
bad
cool.
as a natural 1, but it's still incredible. It's a negative
Right as
roll.
well.
It's very bad.
We ain't... Hey, we can't all be good at everything.
So Cleo takes a step as though to step onto the platform, maybe forgetting that her bare legs are even shorter than the jellyman's legs. And she just sort of steps into nothingness and falls into the basket and sort of like is rolling around under the belly of the pterodactyl, her limbs poking through gaps in the basket as she's just struggling about down there. And looking up, she can see that the two jelly creatures that accompanied her and all the other jelly creatures sort of gathered, and there are a lot of them all gathered on the platform, all sort of gathering around to look, and they're all sort of shaking and shuddering in what can only be described as a silent laugh.
That's cool. Whatever.
Nice.
Am I stuck in this, like, basket strapping?
You are kind of stuck, yeah. Like it's.
Oh,
you're,
okay.
you're not
But-
physically pinned, but you're like your arms
In,
and
like-
legs have fallen through the holes. You're like in the bottom of this wobbly basket thing down below the platform.
So, like, positionally, is, like, my back to the thing's belly, or are we belly to belly, or are we, like, side to side?
I think you're sort of like your side to its belly, because you kind of took a step off and then slipped down sideways. So like your
Alright.
left arm and left leg are sticking out of the basket, and
I'm cool with it.
Cute.
I'll just wait.
so they all laugh for a fair while. And around the same sort of time,
Great. That's okay.
Herodotus and Dr. Z, following the T-Rex type creature, suddenly, in a very similar way, between the trees, they suddenly see just a cliff face. In a slightly less quick and dramatic way, they see the T-Rex just sort of vanish through the rock as though it's not even there. Obviously, some sort of illusion.
Illusion.
Illusionary magic.
I assume Herodotus would just drive straight through, or is he?
Straight on to the dawn, my friend.
Yes. We will not fall for these conjuring of cheap tricks.
No, no. We stand the test of time and bravery.
Yes.
When in our path there is some obstacle, we see it not as challenge, no. We see it as invitation to go beyond, above, further. Excelsior!
I completely agree. Oh, look at that. My shield is turned on by mistake. How did that happen?
Oh, clumsy doctor. Clumsy
Yes.
doctor.
And the rover sort of blasts through the stone, and it is much as Cleo experienced. It's paper thin, this illusion, and as soon as your face reaches it, you're suddenly looking at the interior of this cave, and the area that you've come into. Again, it's been carved out completely flat, so the walls have got sort of almost a naturalistic arch to them, but the ground is like incredibly level beneath you. The T-Rex is already gone off to the side, and you can see there's these individual built stables out of quite intricately carved entire tree trunks. And there's all variety of giant lizards. So there's many more of these sort of big, dangerous, big tooth-looking things. But there's also like what look like more like sort of beasts of burden with many horns upon their armored heads.
Oh, damn.
And all of them being attended by jelly people. And they all, as far as your eyes can see, they all look very, very similar. I think the only one who could really properly tell them apart would be Dr. Z, because he's used to looking at the world through a psionic lens like that, where the physical senses are actually not that important.
What a cornucopia of exotics.
Yes. I imagine they look upon you in the same way.
I imagine they look upon me with an eye of awe and envy.
Don't we all, Herodotus?
Yes, you do,
Yes.
Libyan.
And much
Fuck around and find
much
out.
the same way as with Cleo, the jelly people are all sort of gathering around and all just sort of like staring and looking. And Dr. Z can make out that there is a lot of psychic chatter going on. They're all obviously talking quite animatedly, but they are all also quite guarded psychically. You can sort of see that they won't be eavesdropped on without specific attempts.
Can I continue to keep the psychic roll on Herodotus and myself, but release Cleo from the psychic shielding? Because thinking that like Cleo is like the most innocent but also crazy of us, that she might be read better than us
That
two.
sort of makes sense.
You know?
It's also, I mean, you've got like a perfect roll on that shield, so it's quite good to keep up because there's no way they're going to get through it.
Exactly. Like I definitely don't want to release Herodotus's brain into their like mind reading, and I don't want to really release mine because of like vanity. But then also like Cleo is clearly the best representative we have at the moment, and if they're all trying to pry into us, then I think if they could pry into Cleo, they would probably see the best.
Putting your best foot forward, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So
She's the most naturalistic of all of you, and if anything, that sort of seems to be a little bit
But
of
then
their
also
vibe.
her clumsiness is like charming and appealing, but then it's also she's trying really hard to be friendly, but at the same time there is this aggressive primal part to her. So I just feel like that's probably the best thing to represent us so far.
You 100% can do that.
I think it's pretty obvious what the doctor's trying to say. He's trying to say the doctor's in love with Cleo.
Get in line.
Jealousy.
I mean, what would you do with Dr. Z though, romantically?
Exactly. There's nothing you could do.
Hey, love takes
girl,
many
like
shapes. Carry on.
creativity is a skill
I mean,
that
love takes many shapes. It does not take all shapes.
Exactly.
How do you know?
debatable.
But anyway, upon Cleo's mind being
Love finds a way,
unveiled,
man. Love finds a way.
unveiled from the shield, a sensation of wonder in the air among the laughing jellies all around her, and Cleo can literally feel the sort of there's like a oh, kind of like when you see a cute puppy, just collectively in the room. In fact, more than in the room, it's kind of in the entire secret city.
They've never been swiped at by a cute puppy.
Almost immediately, multiple hands are reaching down to help her out of the basket.
Oh my god.
This is
Yes.
about where it would be appropriate for Herodotus to he notices there's a gathering crowd, and he sees this is a very good time to be a little ambassadorial to these local heathens.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So there's a stairway. There's a stairway sort of leading up that sort of spirals around the outside of this room that heads up to the platform where all the baskets with the pterodactyls and Cleo are contained, which is where the crowd are gathering.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so they're not okay. So the crowd isn't near to us yet.
Well, they are near. You can see them. They're, like, you're in the same sort of big open theater area.
Oh, okay,
but
very good. So Herodotus kind of leaps out of the car and shouts to the doctor.
Stay close to the vehicle. We don't want any of the local to get all grubby fingered, do we?
Of course. Yes.
And then he sort of bounds over to where the crowd is gathered around Cleo, and he kind of puts his best game face on, and he goes,
Hearken to me, vile heathens, you jiggly awfulness, you.
As Herodotus comes up, they're all surrounding Cleo, almost with wonder, and you can sort of see a lot of them stroking at her fur and scratching under her chin and kind of
Yes. Okay.
Good lord,
This
they
is
do
about
not
to
know what
retire
they've
to.
unleashed.
This is C-3PO in the Ewok village.
yeah,
Yes.
but like,
Oh my god. But
Exactly,
backwards.
but
yeah,
nice.
like
But lovely.
yeah, like yeah.
Not as scary.
Like C-3PO has just found his fetish.
Yeah.
Go on.
as Herodotus comes up and sort of makes this announcement, he seems to be summarily ignored by the creatures, who are all very enthralled by sort of getting a glimpse into the animal mind of Cleo. They just find her adorable.
This is amazing.
suddenly booming in the mind of Cleo, certainly, and Dr. Z as well. But Herodotus wouldn't be hearing it because he is still shielded.
Too dumb. Oh.
There's a booming presence, a very, very powerful psychic mind. It says,
I see why you are here. We will never make a deal with the savages, but you are welcome to stay among us.
Oh, bugger.
We can live here.
My people, take these strangers to my chambers. I will make our plight clear to them.
Aw, shit. This is
Oh,
another
goddamn, this is
situation
Avatar.
where we got hired by a butthole, and now
And that is where we'll call the episode. It has to be.
Yeah.
here we go again. How come all the people that are willing to pay us are a-holes?
Because we a-holes.
Because life imitates
Yeah,
art.
exactly.
yeah, because I've clearly got some sort of anti-capitalist message going on here.
Yeah.
Either that or like James
Yes.
Cameron got me when I was young.
It's all right.
That's when.
That's
when you
me
gotta get 'em.
too.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, wow. What an adventure.
That was like that was exactly like what I needed to do today.
Really?
Was like fly on a pterodactyl.
And be its best friend and be
Yeah.
accepted immediately.
That was amazing.
And have a majestic beast just want to be your friend straight away.
That is like the coolest shit in the world. Like, because I mean, just like animals in
Yeah.
general, doesn't it blow your mind anytime an animal wants to be
especially
near you?
if the animal is like
Yeah,
known
pretty
as like an arsehole. Everyone's like, oh, that cat's an
Yeah,
asshole.
but like
and then it walks over
anytime,
to you.
because like
And
animals,
it's like,
they know that we're not the same
Yeah.
thing, and when they even bother, like most animals avoid
Mm.
people because like why not? But like when a dog or a cat or something or like a bird comes over to like be by you, it's just like shit.
yeah,
They are so open minded that they want to
they'll
like
even give me a chance. Yeah. They don't even know what
like
a
they
dick
will
I
come
am,
up
but they'll
here
still
and
give
just
me a
like
chance.
put their head
Yeah.
on me,
Yeah.
and like we don't deserve animals.
all.
Dude.
I mean, and that's
don't.
what you are to these jelly people, probably.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is so nice because wouldn't it be cool if we could be like that to each other?
Would
Ah!
be nice.
Well-
Would be nice.
Well, we can't. We have to
I
hurt
mean,
each other for sport.
I was completely into the what's it called? Just trying to get the money, and then as soon as I found out gelatinous and mind readers, I'm like, well, there's a connection.
This is my family. This keeps happening to us. Like I feel like we have had like personal evolutions from being like murder hobos.
Well, Murder Hobo is like the
And
classic
now-
first time you play a campaign together, right? You know, it's like
Like we were wild, and now we're not as wild. Now we're like wild, but like
It's the defiant, like, oh, I can do anything. Well, then I'm going to do, like crazy murder hobo shit. But like being able to do anything also means you could play any character. You could actually play like a really like, stuffy, like, stuffy, like by the book kind of character as well. Like,
Oh.
and it's kind of fun once you actually sort of realize, oh, okay, like it's just about whatever makes sense for the character.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it is fun.
but now we're crazy, but we're chasing acceptance, belonging.
I don't know, like, just having like these sort of
Depth.
underdog stories or like, like cute animals that need saving and so on. Like it's an easy way to coax the murder hobo into having a heart as well, I guess.
Well, I'm not going to say I don't
See,
enjoy
we're
it
serious.
because
We're
I definitely
serious.
enjoy it. I mean, it worked with the ovum on Herodotus,
We're doing serious
and,
shit.
And this scene is definitely working on Dr. Z and Cleo in the same way. So
It's thin ice, isn't it? Because Herodotus could really step on it, but luckily they can't hear him at the moment. So
yeah,
Yeah.
if Dr. Z
I'm
chooses not
kind
to
of-
let them hear what he says,
Yeah,
they might
I'm
think that
thinking,
he's
like,
just like Cleo.
We need to play it like that. Like
That would be cute.
the doctor's gonna have to trick Herodotus
Into thinking they're listening to what he's saying.
because he's he's honor bound. Like,
That's
he
actually
can't.
that could be quite a cool
Yeah.
cool story beat. Like Herodotus like thinks he's the one doing all the diplomacy, but as far as they're concerned, he's just making a bunch of vibrations in the air with his mouth. And the
Yeah,
only
they-
ones talking
they
to
don't care.
talking to them are Dr. Z and Cleo, because
I mean,
they're the ones
yeah,
who've
that
been
def-
opened up psychically.
that definitely appeals to Dr. Z's vanity. and ego. So,
But
you
then
know.
Herodotus will walk away from it believing that everything that happened was down to his words.
But then that's the way it's been so far always, so it's fine.
That's true. This is just a bit more literal. I suppose.
Exactly.
Classic Herodotus.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Cleo
I think-
hasn't actually
I think
spoken
through
since we got
seeing-
here.
No, I don't know. I don't know actually, but I'm hoping that maybe through seeing like Cleo and stuff, because I don't even know what Dr. Z wants really yet. I just know that he's at the moment enjoying this kind of
Camaraderie.
not
There's
camaraderie,
a conversation with people that don't bother to
exactly,
force vibrations into the air.
and not
which is
only that, they refer to me
how
as being
Dr. Z
a superior being, which I very much enjoy as well. So, you know, all of my buttons are being pushed at the moment, so I'm enjoying it. It's better than money at the moment, but at some point, money will.
I've probably never been pet before.
Yeah, at some point, money will probably come back into it, but for now, it's very enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this character exploration.
Well, they might not have money, but they could probably pay you in Smurf berries.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
Let me get that pterodactyl and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Take this pterodactyl. Imagine that shit. Like, all right, we're gonna have to do some more conversions on the starship. We've got to make a fucking pterodactyl pen now.
Shit. No, we'll just get like a holodeck. Bag of holding, homebrewed for
Yeah.
space.
I don't know. It's pretty good. Oh man, Evan, have we upset you with this direction?
No, I'm loving it.
Oh, okay. I thought.
Do.
I thought
Did I
maybe
not-
we'd
did
upset you.
I
I
not seem to
thought.
be loving it?
I thought maybe you wanted us to go in there, guns blazing, and.
Oh no, I didn't. I was just playing the character.
That's the
Like,
character. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
My favorite
I'm not
part
pushing for
was
suicide
listening
again.
to Evan talk to
Oh, that
Monty.
I would listen to that for like an hour.
The what?
Evan Monty chat.
I zoned out because it was so like.
It was so good.
I
That
had
was fun.
multiple ideas because I mean basically like someone said like
I
fucking dinosaur jousting. I was like, okay, well that's actually awesome. We haven't been to an actual planet yet, so let's let's do that.
Oh, that would be such a good end game for this one if we end up like fighting against Monty and then he gets one of the things and then we end up like jousting him.
That's how
on
you're gonna.
pterodactyl back.
That is
Did you
exactly
notice
how-
that I gave the pterodactyl riders lances?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So that is exactly how you're
Oh,
going to
this
get
is-
Herodotus on board. He is going to do a noble sport, and that is how he
Oh,
was going
yes.
to win the solve
duel.
the
A
whole
duel.
problem.
I challenge you to a duel.
But Monty has to be on a mechanical, like a motorbike type thing.
Yeah,
You
a
know?
dark dragon.
Yeah, so that Herodotus,
And Herodotus
can,
can
become,
ride
like,
a
reconnected
ride
as a man of the
dragon.
wild,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
like the last samurai.
fuck yeah! Oh, so many cool things that could happen in this story. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that is what's
Although
going to
that
happen.
also just sounds even more Avatar, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you know what? Fuck it. It's you know
If it ain't broke,
narrative, who cares?
if
yeah,
it ain't broke,
exactly.
I kind of enjoyed when I suddenly realized I've just written Avatar again, haven't I?
Yeah. I mean, I've been writing this pitch document for a animation at work, and but basically it is like so many different types of stories crammed into one. Like this aspect comes from this story, this bit comes from this story.
Did you guys see the trailer?
I mean,
for
there's
Fable?
only so many
did, yeah.
storytelling
I
thought it was quite
archetypes that
fun.
exist.
Did you?
Yeah,
Cool.
like the fact that the fairy gets eaten by a frog. I thought like,
Yeah.
oh, that's nice, that's fun. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like,
I'm glad.
wait, what did you think?
No, because I was like, I can see what the joke was, but I was like, I'm not laughing though.
Well, I think
That was
I loved the
I don't know, that's
labyrinth.
that is probably just me being. I mean, nah. This is just. I just realized this is just me being too critical.
Did you love
That's
the,
cool.
Did
It's
you
cool
like
that
the
they did
labyrinth?
something different? Huh?
The labyrinth with David Bowie.
Yeah.
And he's going around spraying the fairies and killing them, and like the fairies bite the fingers. Like I laughed at that as well. I thought it was like a nice ode to that kind of.
Yeah.
Fairies are just this pests that live in this world.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah, I thought it was quite fun.
Yeah.
But you didn't. Tell us why you didn't. Go on. And
I don't
welcome,
know.
Welcome to Evan's
No, I
Ramble
don't
out.
have like a
Wait,
rant
what are
for
we
this.
talking about? What are we talking about?
Fable
Fable trailer.
Oh, I forgot to watch it.
Okay, well
Does
let's
it
get a
look
live
cool?
reaction right now. Go watch it.
Yeah.
All right, but does it look cool?
I think it does kinda. I didn't laugh.
Is it fucking funny?
supposed
I don't
to-
want funny
I don't think
fables.
it's fucking funny. I think it's got like a
I don't know why I was so
Yeah.
aggressive.
Xbox Game
Sorry.
Studios presents.
Xbox has never been like very kind of like
I
out
got
there
mad.
with their
I was like, I don't
advertising.
want this.
They've always been very tame. I think this is very still quite tame.
I don't want to laugh.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, then is that the vibe you're going for with the thing? I don't know.
I will
want
agree there,
Fable to be
Evan. I
dark.
did think it was a weird trailer for a new game
Yeah.
to try and make this like forced joke thing. Like,
Yeah, because like the whole game. You remember like back when Fable, the new Fable,
Yeah.
was coming out. Like the whole point there was, or the whole gimmick was that like your choices had
Yeah.
visible and contextual consequences,
Mhm.
right? And then
Yeah.
that became like a whole fucking game genre afterwards.
Yeah.
But
Oh
that
yeah,
was-
the record scratch. It was a bit much.
yeah.
Like all the music stopping, all the sound effects stopping, and the
and
feeling
then,
go, oh
and
no,
the
like
next-
it
and
should
then
have been
the
more
next
anticlimactic.
sentence is just like, yeah, and then the next sentence is so like deflating. It's just like, and your story hasn't even begun to be told yet. But okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
mean, it's
probably-
true.
Probably in the world of trailers, there are so many that are like already established tropes that they're probably just trying to carve their own way in whatever way they can, right? You know, like
Yeah,
what's
I feel you.
not been
And-
done. But I hear you though. I did watch it and I laughed. I thought it's a silly trailer, but then I also did think, well, it's lucky that this is Fable 3 because there's no real connection to Fable. You know, like
Yeah.
What the fuck?
like you could only do that trailer with a sequel. You couldn't do that for a establishing brand new IP.
No, but it's
All
been
right,
like what,
listen.
12 years, right? I'm
Yeah.
just thinking like at this point, is it?
Can I
Can you
just?
really consider that an existing running IP? I think it's a bit of a soft reboot, if anything. And in that case, I think the good play would have been to.
Didn't they make their own card game? I think Fable made a card game and also like a MOBA based in the same universe.
Aren't there like 8 fables at this point?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think the general gaming kind of audience that comes in to play that game is
Yeah.
coming in with like a deep love and understanding of the lore of the Fable games. And
Definitely not.
No. So
No.
then isn't
Well, 'cause the
wouldn't it,
people that
like, be
played the
a
first
better-
ones are
better play
old
to
now.
Reintroduce us to like the aspects that actually makes that world interesting. Like,
Yeah, because like to your point, you could play an intro song from a Elder Scrolls game. You could play like the Morrowind music, and everyone would go crazy just hearing that that music. Whereas like you could play me the Fable music, and I wouldn't know what it was, like
No.
because I don't know Fable. Exactly.
that's
You know, you
part
could
of the
play
agreement.
these tunes.
That's kind of weird how some games become so iconic and some do
Yeah.
not.
Right,
They
but
should all
Fable was-
hire you know,
Fable was iconic. And
John
then, like,
Williams.
the second fucking game was kind of lackluster,
Yeah.
and then they had like a bunch of other things that came out that just didn't do anything.
Mm.
Like connect.
But it doesn't
tie-in
feel
shit
like
and
it
stuff.
has the same like thing that like Skyrim has.
I mean, it took them a while
Because,
though,
I mean-
because like
Oh yeah.
Like you can go listen to like symphonies do Skyrim shows.
like Arena and Daggerfall were not big games, and they sort of they had years and years and years of sorting their shit out and like building the epicness. And even Morrowind wasn't huge, was it?
Oh, I don't know. Morrowind's got like such a special place in fans' heart, though. You know,
Daggerfall,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
Daggerfall was the good one.
Like
Dude, Skyrim people are serious.
I think like Morrowind, man. I remember living in the Balmora. Before you could actually own a house. So what I would do every time I started a new game is go to Balmora, kill the person that lived in this one house, and then just move all my shit in. And, like,
Jesus.
I always had like a house in Balmora. I loved it. And Vivek was amazing. Such a beautiful place.
Now Daggerfall, I always used to like first thing I would do is like steal a horse in a cart, and then I would there was basically it was almost a cheat. Like I think if you just in the middle of the night you could just empty out the stocks, and if you just found a place that sold horses, you just every night you come in, steal 20 horses, come back in the morning, sell them all to them, then just like loiter until
Hell of a
night,
man.
and the horses would be back, and I would just sit there for hours on end buying and selling
nice,
horses
nice.
until I had enough money to buy a house, because the houses were ridiculously prohibitively expensive in Daggerfall.
Those little
Sounds like a
hacks,
fun
man.
game.
They'd like really take a place in your brain, huh? With nostalgia of like
I like
Rosebud,
Skyrim.
Rosebud, Rosebud.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
What was the favorite part for you for Skyrim?
When I installed a bunch of mods and made it much better.
I mean, Skyrim,
the
like
sex mod.
graphically and like system-wise, was fucking great. But
Sex
it didn't
mod.
have like the open world that all the sort of the early Elder Scrolls games had.
No, like the story is shit. But that's why like you need
You
the
gotta
mods,
get that-
right? Like the
You got to get that mod to make the
alternate
grass
beginnings
look
mod,
better.
for example, is fucking indispensable.
I think the one that just,
you can
just
you can
drops you in a
come in and
random
not-
place, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you can and there are little like stories to be explored, and there's a shit ton of like extra side missions and other characters that they brought in.
Yeah, I
And
do
they've
like
kind of
those things.
they've just populated the world entirely differently, so it's
It makes it
more like
way-
Zelda, really. It's just
Yeah.
like here's a fucking neat world, go explore.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what Daggerfall and Morrowind were like, really, wasn't it?
Morrowind, man. There was that Blood Moon expansion. You go to the new island of Soul's Theme, I think, and then
Oh yeah,
explore.
they made it. Yeah, they made that expansion to Skyrim as well.
Get
I can't remember any
get
of
the
this
new
shit.
like medium armor that they had and the werewolves and everything. Oh my god. I just remember like I didn't have a PlayStation or Xbox. Or I didn't have an Xbox rather, because you could only play it on Xbox. So I'd have to go around to my friend's house and just play it at his house. And like we just wouldn't sleep. We'd just do everything we could to, try and get further in the game. And I just have so many good memories of Morrowind. Like even the prison boat, that first like Roman type guard that interviews you and asks
Do you guys
what his
know
name is and stuff.
is it gamesnostalgia.com? Is that the one?
No, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up.
Basically, people have like, yeah, this is the one. They've like rebuilt all the sort of classic old like DOS games and stuff as like little executables that will run on modern Windows.
Mm. Oh, do they have EV Nova or EV Override?
They've probably got every game you remember. They've got everything I remember. But here's a link here of like the best Elder Scrolls game. Is hands down the best they ever did, Daggerfall.
Yeah, I know you're a fan of Daggerfall. I've heard you talk about
I
it
will
before.
force
Why
people
are
to
you
play it.
saying-
Yeah,
Why are you saying that that's the best one?
Oh, it just is. It's the biggest one.
it is actually. The map is like quite large, right?
Yeah, it's like
Have you
5
tried
times
Dwarf
bigger than
Fortress?
Morrowind's, and Morrowind was big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried Dwarf Fortress?
I've not.
That is an insane game.
They're remaking Dwarf Fortress at the moment.
Yeah. Well, they're doing a graphics update so they can release it on Steam.
I think they're also
It's
trying to
pretty
make a like redo it thing. Oh man, Daggerfall. Okay, well, I'll have to give it a go. I need to get a gaming computer.
I don't think you need a gaming computer for this.
Yeah.
I think it's also just for my mindset to know that this is where I go to play a game, and then because otherwise I will just never do anything productive again. I will sit
90
down.
megabytes for the entire
I
game.
will sit down
That's
and play
madness.
games forever if I allow myself to.
Yeah, that happened to me like last
Yeah.
weekend, and it was real
Yeah, I
scary.
have to completely uninstall things. I can't.
I can't play games anymore. Like, I don't know, like I really want to, but then like, yeah, like after about an hour, I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, I want to so bad, and then I'm just like, what am I doing? But
I don't really enjoy it that much
Yeah.
most of the time. I'm playing League of Legends because you just play a game.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's a
Play Bannerlord. It's awesome.
It doesn't make me feel as bad because like I can do a 20-minute thing and then be like, okay,
Yeah, that's why I
Play
like League of
Bannerlord.
Legends.
It's
Is it
like-
does,
amazing.
the
Yeah.
gratification is super
Ooh, nice
high
setup.
and like I do it, I'm done, and then I can like detach really easily, but it's a good way to like eat the stress.
yeah, every now and then I do need
But
a win.
a game where I have to work,
Oh, that's a serious clown car samurai.
Oh, I love those cars,
Yeah.
Evan. They're
holy
great.
shit,
Done a,
Yay!
These
I'm
are
getting
cute
better
as
at
hell.
drawing cars.
You-
It's fucking hard.
done a great job there.
I
Now
love
color them in and put the Fresnel on them.
The what?
Fresnel.
What?
What the hell's
The further the perspective, the light is like gradiented. It's like a Fresnel that you see on cars a lot. Fresnel. Let me look.
Oh, okay, cool.
Then there'll be all shiny.
I've been trying to learn how to draw. Like, I figured I would just like start with one car so I could figure out construction, which is fair enough. So I started with I started with a Fiat 500, which is a really weird car,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to learn the forms, and they're like,
You
so
should just
weird.
get like a really, really like boring sedan, really, shouldn't you?
Yeah, but they're boring to draw. Like this one is exciting. It's got such weird shapes and the way they interact.
Oh
I'm
my
trying to,
god! I think I
find,
found my.
the
Oh, I found the car. A 1992 Seater Fiat Panda.
That was your
Fiat
car?
Panda.
Yeah, let me just.
That was your
let me
bang
just
mobile?
fucking
What
Google.
was your bang mobile?
Oh my god! Yes, it was.
Was that your scrub car that you leaned out of to yell at women?
No. I wasn't that cool.
That was his Ford Mercury.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was
His Fiesta.
it yellow with a rust-colored door?
No, but this was here we go. I put it in the Discord chat. That's the car I had.
With Bondo patches all over
No,
it?
but I had spray paint tags of like bands from Hamilton, like Wasteland and
Wow.
And Aborted Christians and other things like that.
Nice.
Hey, if we're calling it here, I should be getting up to bed.
Yeah, we're calling it here.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we need to do any sort of sign-off?
Yeah, we need to do a sign-off, and we also need to thank our patrons. So let me just
Thank you, everyone, for attending another lecture on the Backwater Bastards.
in space.
A part of the Masterpiece Theater collection. All right. Okay. So, patrons, without you, this might be possible, but
Very difficult.
like one of us might not have made it this far because they would have
No.
died because there wouldn't have been enough
Gout,
lentils.
That's true.
Gout would have got us.
Well, I don't, yeah, that gout would have gotten one of us, me, you. I don't know about Dick.
He drinks
Um,
fine
I'm
whiskey.
immune to gout.
Yeah.
I think I don't think he can. I don't think gout can
Mm.
touch him. But those of you who have supported the journey, Noodle, who has done many arts
Thank
for
you.
us,
And you'll see his artworks on the episode tiles. So thank you so much for that.
yeah, many arts. He is the only person to date, I think, that has drawn Dick's only character,
Yes.
Dick's only player
Yeah.
character, and Eric.
Eric
B.
Rose.
Eric Rhodes.
We need to talk about him because we owe Eric a player character and an NPC, and he has
Come on,
opinions
address
about
that,
it.
Ricky.
So,
when are we going to meet
I
Eric
know.
Rhodes?
Well, I thought
okay, but I
you
have
guys
to tell you that
would be-
he wants it to be a certain way.
Okay,
well, then I should get in on this and so I can really do it right. So,
All right,
I will.
So Cleo
Yeah.
and
I'll
Dick
get
are going to
in
have
on this.
meetings outside of this podcast.
I'll have a chat with you and Eric and make sure we get it right.
Yeah, we gotta create
sure it
that,
works.
and
Make it work.
and Eric and his bae Henny are like probably the only people that care if we live or die.
Oh,
and
thank you.
and also Fernando Garcia,
Fernando Garcia.
patron of Garcia Station,
Yes.
the patron saint,
Mhm.
Garcia.
patron saint of Garcia
Thank you,
Station,
Garcia.
and Marcus
Mr. Brock
Brackelman,
Skullman. Love
Broccoli boy.
Love him.
I don't know where I was going
We
with
all
that.
go the same place with Brock.
The Bracks.
The Bracks.
The Brax.
I mean, I think that's even
That's
his nickname that he
hardcore.
takes.
That's
the
what he would be
Bracks.
called. That's his Blade Runner persona.
Definitely.
Brax with like 5
Yeah.
X's.
At least.
You don't think it's the Brax?
The
Yeah.
Brax. D Brax.
D-Brax.
He's De Brax.
That's the hardest name. Ooh,
Mm.
shit. Well, that's who he's gonna be then when he plays with us, because you're coming over to our
He is
Casa.
excited.
right. He's
Mhm.
coming. So get ready for that. Look at what being a patron can buy you.
Front of the line.
Well, fan art can buy you that too, so
Yeah.
get drawn. Next, Lucas.
Lucas Duff.
A great example of what helping us edit can buy
Yes.
you. Fame,
Mm.
The
fortune.
last 2 episodes you would have heard have come from Lucas Duff himself.
Yeah, the
Yeah, they did.
spooky
The
ones.
spooky episodes.
The
That was so
scary-
fun to do.
Scary.
I got to play.
Lucas is a-
Yeah.
I'm gonna play with
Lucas is a
Lucas
beautiful
again
angel.
sometime soon. I think over on his channel. So
Oh, amazing.
Ooh, I'm
Do it.
jealous.
He's a great DM.
We all need a little bit of Lucas in our
Yeah.
life. He is a
He is.
DM. He's a DM of his
Yeah.
own universe.
And actually, you know what? Today's outro will include a trailer for Ballad of the Seven Dice, which is Lucas's show. So listen to that.
Yeah,
And
it is.
if you enjoyed the last 2 episodes and you want more Lucas in your ear holes, then listen to that.
which you do. That's the land of which
Yeah,
Lucas is
yeah,
king.
you-
And last but not least, cheaper by the
Cheaper
dungeon.
by the dungeon.
By the dungeon.
You gotta come.
I love
gotta,
that song.
Gotta make a fucking better jingle than that.
No, they've got a great jingle. It is pretty good.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very catchy. It's very basic, but it's very
It's very
catchy.
like, it's very
It's
pop
very-
punk.
And they
You've
No,
got like a
like
bit of a
faux pas.
hint of what cheaper by the dungeon might be like as well on some prior.
yeah,
episodes.
because
Seth, their DM, did our birthday art
3 episodes.
for Dick's birthday. 3 whole
Dick,
fucking
your birthday
episodes.
lasted
That's
3
how long.
episodes, you bloody bastard.
Yeah,
That's
my
pretty lucky.
birthday just never stops.
Just never ends. You
doesn't.
followed Taylor's
And a
rule
lot of
of
kids
1
don't
month
get a
birthday.
birthday. Well, I mean, I'm kind of changing that because 2020 sort of like didn't really do it for me, so
So now you're having a year-long birthday next year.
A year and a month.
it's a little.
Thir-
It's gonna be
13
longer.
months?
Like I'm gonna till I feel like I'm
Yeah.
good enough. Till I feel like I had enough, and that
Yeah,
we
you
don't
gotta
know
shoot
when.
your shot. You gotta get it. Yeah.
You gotta. I don't think we can stop until every single one of us gets a Seth birthday art.
Ooh, I like that. Let's
Ooh.
do that.
Cool idea.
So.
Yeah. Amazing though. It was so much
Everybody.
fun having Seth on.
So that means that every single one of you has to remember your birthday long enough to give us like 6 seconds of head ups.
Yeah.
Head ups.
That-
Well, he's also
So we
like he
can
gave me
tell-
the greatest gift, which was a corporate monolith to be able to use as like sort of just general capitalist baddies in my adventures as well of BioLife. who
No, that
showed
was
up in this
that was
episode.
Lucas.
Oh, that was Lucas. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. No.
Wow, that was a birthday gift
well,
as well.
Seth gave you that
Seth
too
gave us
because we
Bengamins.
also
Yeah.
have Bengamins. So yeah, 2 corporate
Yeah.
superstructures of
Apparently
evil.
that's our fucking mark. People come in from the outside and want to join in the Backwater Bastards. They think, oh, I'm going to bring in a corporate mega structure that they can destroy.
Because that's heroic. Do you know what we learned from the past couple episodes? That anybody with adventure in their heart can destroy the man in late stage capitalism, and anybody that wants to pet an animal is probably a hero.
If you roll really well, like Cleo did.
Okay, that's probably
Yeah.
okay. So those things combined,
So
just you don't need to go to college. Just
amazing.
Just listen
Thank
to
you
Backwater
everyone
Bastards.
for listening and for supporting the show. That's it really.
and you should become a patron because pretty soon, once Customs gets their sticky little jelly hands off of them, we are gonna have cool ass new patches that we're gonna post on
Dragon
the internet.
Daddy
so you can
patches,
see
which look
'em.
amazing. They look so good. If
Yeah,
you want your
and
own
short
DM
rests
Dick
are coming
Dynamite
out.
on a patch with pink.
Yeah, but
It's hard to imagine that
Yeah.
you wouldn't.
Yeah, clearly you do.
yeah, it is actually. And the short rests are coming out, which is
They are. I've been made aware that
content
I've
just for patrons.
neglected my responsibilities on short rest, and so they will be coming out. And
And they're not going to be shit at all, are they?
no, not at all.
No,
I'm
they're
not-
gonna be
no,
like-
that was me admitting fault, not trying to say that they're going to be shit.
Oh, I mean, like, is the next one going to be us literally talking about shit?
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Oh,
no, that's
no,
true.
You're right.
Okay. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, I think we did it.
Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_Bastards. Check out our Instagram on Instagram.